Well, good afternoon. Good afternoon. Welcome to May 18th, 2020. I certainly hope that this day finds you well and in good spirits. I'd like to welcome all of those who subscribed and continue to support our stream. Thank you so much. This is day 18 of 31 days of appreciation, and we certainly do. We're thanking all those workers on the front lines of this COVID-19 pandemic, which is certainly improving every day. Very positive news we're hearing. The FCC, Federal Communications Commission, who oversees amateur radio, makes it clear in Part 97 of the rules that we are identified as a service. When there is a disaster of some kind, whether an earthquake, a hurricane, or tornado, if we are needed, we are ready, willing and able, with our equipment to be of service. And that is exactly what we're doing with this special event station on the amateur radio bands. With the special call sign, Kilo 2 Heroes, K2H, we're thanking all those putting their lives in harm's way. If you're getting some benefit from our stream, please pass the word. You never know who you might be helping. If you listen to past broadcasts, you probably will hear that this event has another purpose beyond the heartfelt thanks to those very, very essential workers. All of us, and I mean all of us, are carrying some form of anxiety, either for ourselves, our wives, our sons, our daughters, etc., etc. And we are expressing how we feel on this special event, and that is the right thing to do. Okay, well, thank you very, very much. Let's see if we can do what we're very much desirous of doing, and that is getting on the air, finding a clear frequency, and just seeing what we might be able to find. Okay, I'm going to turn up the volume. My apologies for being in a little dark, but it's kind of warm here and I don't have the lights going. Is the frequency in use Kilo 2 Hero stroke Sierra Uniform Foxtrot?
Yes, it is.
Roger, thank you. We will move on. Is the frequency in use Kilo 2 Hero stroke Sierra Uniform Foxtrot? Okay, we're at 14.288.5. Let's see what happens. CQ calling CQ. CQ calling CQ. CQ calling CQ. All radio amateurs. This is special event station Kilo 2H. Kilo 2 Hotel stroke Sierra Uniform Foxtrot. Kilo 2 Hotel stroke Sierra Uniform Foxtrot. We'll be using, instead of the ITU proper phonetics of hotel, we're going to use heroes because that's what this is about. This is a special event honoring the heroes fighting COVID-19. CQ calling CQ, Kilo 2 Heroes stroke Sierra Uniform Foxtrot. Kilo 2 Heroes stroke Sierra Uniform Foxtrot. QRZ, who wants the first to be aboard? Charlie, yes, Charlie, Yankee Kilo. A little bit light, but I've got you there. I can certainly hear you. Please give me your prefix. Thank you. Kilo November, and what number? Go ahead. Roger, Roger. Thank you so very much. You're in the log. Thank you, sir. Kilo November 4, Charlie Yankee Kilo. Thank you so much. Welcome aboard. First contact here on this May 18, 2020 special event station, Kilo 2 Heroes, stroke Sierra Uniform Foxtrot. My name is Peter, Papa Echo Tango Echo Romeo, and our location is Long Island, New York, representing Suffolk County for this event, Sierra Uniform Foxtrot. If you could give me your name and location, I'd appreciate that. Over back to you. Kilo November 4, Charlie Yankee Kilo. This is Kilo 2 Hero stroke Sierra Uniform Foxtrot. Roger. Kilo 2 Heroes, K2H, Kilo 2 Heroes, Kilo 2 Hotel stroke Sierra Uniform Foxtrot. I repeat, Kilo 2 Hotel stroke Sierra Uniform Foxtrot. A QSL? Roger, Sierra Uniform Foxtrot. I repeat, Sugar Uniform Foxtrot. Stroke Sugar Uniform Foxtrot. QSL? Kilo 2 Hotel Stroke. Kilo 2 Hotel / Sierra Uniform Foxtrot. I repeat, Sierra Uniform Foxtrot. Roger, well done. Thank you. 73s. Thank you for your patience. Thank you for the repeat. Thank you so much. If you need any more information, please go to our website, Kilo 2 Hotel. Thank you so much. QRZ, this is Special Event Station, Kilo 2 Hero Stroke Sierra Uniform Foxtrot.
Whiskey 4, Victor Fox Whiskey.
Roger, thank you very much, sir. Good afternoon. Whiskey 4, Victor Fox Whiskey. Good afternoon to you. Thank you so much for visiting us today and being part of this very special event. Your name, sir, and your location. Go ahead.
Well, you faded right out. You were 5'9" plus, and then went down to the floor. Over.
Roger, thank you. Well, we're having trouble today. It's this crummy, the bands, and my intent is more pointed towards the north. But nevertheless, Whiskey 4, Victor Fox Whiskey, you're in the log. Our call is Kilo 2 Hotel, Stroke Sierra Uniform Foxtrot. QSL?
QSL, I got you back. Name is Rob. You're 5'9", Tennessee.
Roger, Rob. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Thanks so much for making contact with the 73s, and we hope you can reach us another day. We can talk some more where conditions will be better. 73s to you, Rob. QRZ. QRZ, Kilo 2 Hotel, Stroke Sierra Uniform Foxtrot, Special Event Station, honoring the heroes fighting COVID-19. QRZ. Roger, there's first a Victor Station. A Victor Station, go ahead. Roger, is that Victor Echo 3 Tango Echo Germany? Go ahead. Roger, thank you very much. Victor Echo 3 Tango Mike Germany. Thank you for the repeat. Name here is Peter Papa Echo Tango Echo Romeo. Your name and your location. Go ahead. Roger, thank you, Terry. Thanks for the contact. Thanks so much for saying hello to us from over the border. We appreciate that. Be well, be safe, Terry. Thanks so much. QRZ, Kilo 2 Hero, Stroke Sierra Uniform Foxtrot.
Alpha 1, November Charlie.
The station with November Charlie, go ahead. Roger, Alpha 1, November Charlie. Thank you so much. Name is Peter, Pop Echo, Tango Echo, Romeo. Your name and location. Go ahead. Bennett, thank you so much for the contact from North Carolina. We do appreciate that, and thank you for supporting our event. Thank you so very, very much. Right now, conditions are just so marginal, I can't carry on any conversations, any QSOs. My apologies for that. We'll see if things get stronger where we can do that on an individual basis. Maybe it'll get a little stronger a little later. And if anyone that we spoke with now that wants to say more, maybe you can contact us later when things are better. Thanks so much, Bennett, 73s. QRZ, Kilo 2 Hero, Stroke Sierra Uniform Foxtrot. I think there's a Kilo Papa. Go ahead.
Kilo Delta 9, Kilo Papa Alpha, over.
Roger, thank you so very much. Thank you so much. Kilo Delta 9, Kilo Papa Alpha. Correct me if I'm wrong. Your name and your location. Go ahead.
The call is correct. My name is Kirk, Kilo India Romeo Kilo, and I'm located in Northern Illinois.
Roger, thank you, Kirk. Thank you so much for Northern Illinois. We do appreciate that. Thank you for confirming the call. Thanks so much. And thank you, VE3, Tango Mike George, for golf for spotting us. Thanks so much. We'll talk again soon later, I hope. QRZ, Kilo 2, Hero, Stroke Sierra Uniform Foxtrot, Special Event Station, thanking, supporting, honoring the heroes fighting COVID-19. QRZ. The station ending in Bravo, go ahead.
Kilo Delta 9, November, Uniform Bravo,
USL.
Kilo Delta 9 United November Bravo. Kilo Delta 9 Uniform November Bravo. Is that correct?
Negative. It's November United Bravo. Nevada-Utah border. Go ahead.
Roger, thank you. Phonetics are always great. Thank you so much. Kilo Delta 9 November Uniform Bravo. Thank you so much. Scott, we've spoken before. Welcome aboard again. Scott from Indiana. How are you doing there? And any salute you'd like to give to the heroes that are fighting COVID-19? Go ahead.
Hey, Roger. Well, things are pretty quiet today there. We had a couple calls there yesterday, but nothing to, get too bad about there. But if anybody's out there, I'd like to thank all the healthcare workers and all the first responders there. It's been a long, drawn-out journey there, and hopefully it's over there soon there. So with that, we'll get out of your way. K2H /SUF KD9 NUB, Northwest Indiana. I'll be clear, sir.
Oh, Scott, thank you so very much. And that's very, very heartening news that things are getting quieter, and certainly we certainly are seeing that. Thank you so very much, and thank you for your service as well, and thank you for your salute to those fighting the front lines. We really appreciate that. Talk with us again, Bennett. Have a wonderful, safe day. QRZ, Kilo 2 Hero, Stroke Sierra, Uniform Foxtrot listening. The station ending in Quebec, please. Go ahead.
Whiskey 8, Tango, Victoria, Quebec, Frank in Michigan.
Roger, Frank, thank you so very much for making contact with us. Thank you for Traverse City, Michigan. We appreciate that. Hopefully I've got the location right. Welcome aboard, Frank. Any comments you'd like to make regarding anyone that is currently fighting COVID-19 or general information? Go ahead.
No information, but thank you for the contact.
Frank, our pleasure. Thank you for making contact with us. And every time, Frank, you or anyone makes a contact with a special event station, and there are about 45 of us throughout the state of New York, you're saying thank you to those heroes, those workers, those frontline people, whoever they may be. It could be somebody who's in a grocery store, in the meat department, as we spoke with someone yesterday. They are also all the people we're thanking. Thanks, Frank. QRZ, Kilo 2 Hero, Stroke Sierra, Uniform Foxtrot listening. The station ending in Zulu, please. Go ahead.
Kilo India 8 Zulu.
Roger. Nice compact call. Thank you. Kilowatt India 8 Zulu. Welcome aboard. Thank you so much. The name is Peter, Pop Echo Tango Echo Romeo. Your name, location, any comments you'd like to make. Go ahead, sir.
Good afternoon, Peter. Same here as Zed, Echo Delta. We're located in southwestern Michigan. We certainly thank everyone that's working. My wife and I are both retired nurses, and we appreciate all that our fellow nurses have been doing during this time, and hope that things are improving for them and for all of us. 73 Peter from K2H.
Roger, thank you so much, Ed, for those very, very kind words. K2H. Yes, for sure. Our hearts go out to them, and while things are getting better, we certainly hope that the post-effects, the trauma that they've gone through, is not long-lasting. Ed, could you do me one favor, Ed? Would you give me your wife's first name, please? I'd like a shout-out to her as a former nurse. Go ahead, Ed.
Certainly. My wife's name is Cindy, and her call is November 8 Golf, Papa Golf.
Roger, thank you. Well, a very good afternoon to you, Cindy. If you're listening or not, it doesn't matter. We just want to have a shout-out to you. Let everyone know how proud we are of you and of Ed being involved in a very almost thankless career at times. Certainly never get paid enough. And thank you so much for all your efforts, all your help. And thank you, Ed, for your kind words. We appreciate that. Be well and be safe, and let's all be patient as things slowly but surely are returning back to normal. 73's Ed. Thanks so much, sir.
73, Peter.
Thank you, Ed, very much. Very good afternoon, everybody. Thanks for supporting the station. Hopefully conditions will get better and we'll be able to have a little more conversations between one another. That's something that we really enjoy, and that is the style we're using, QSO style in a special event. Thank you all. Kilo 2 Heroes, Stroke Sierra Uniform Foxtrot, QRZ.
Victor Echo 6 India Delta X-ray.
Victor Echo 6 India Delta X-ray. I think I've got that. Victor Echo 6 India Delta X-ray. Thank you so much. Hopefully I have your call right. If not, please correct it. Your name, your location, any comments you'd like to make. Go ahead, sir.
QSL Peter, the call sign is Victor Echo 6 India Delta X-ray, correct? The name here is Mickey, like the famous mouse in Southern California. And thanks for doing a good job there, Peter. B2H/SUS Victor Echo 6 India Delta X-ray.
Thank you, Mickey. Thank you very, very much. Well, I'm looking at your picture on QRZ right now, and yeah, you look like a pretty young fella. And I will say, for me, when I think of Mickey, I think of another Mickey. Although I love Mickey Mouse, I think of Mickey Mantle, number 7. And of course, coming from the New York area, that's been emblazoned in my brain. I'm surprised that my father didn't ask to get a tattoo of number 7. He really loved the Mick. Anyway, thanks a lot, Mickey. Thanks so very much. 73s to you. Good luck and good well, and be safe. 73s, Mickey. For you, over to you for a final, sir.
Thanks, Peter. Yeah, if truth be known, it was probably, I changed, my real name is Michael, but I used Mickey, and it would have to be after Mickey Mantle, that's for sure. Can I get, your 5'9" here was QSB. Can I get a signal report, please?
Yes, sir, you certainly may. Yep, conditions are marginal today. 5 and 7, though, with very nice audio. Mickey, go ahead.
Thanks. It's ICOM 7300 running 100 watts into a KLM periodic antenna there. So QSB is kind of rough this afternoon, but all's good. So carry on. Have yourself a good day. Thanks for doing what you're doing. K2H/SUS Victor Echo 6 India Delta X-ray 73.
Mickey, 73s to you. Yes. Yeah, conditions are marginal, but you know what? I'd rather be here on the air, even though we have to pick some signals out from the noise level. But we're gonna do our best, because this is the schedule that we like to keep. Thanks so much. 73s to you, and yeah, the log periodic KLM is doing a fine job. That is a nice antenna, the KLM log periodic, and of course the ICOM 7300. You can't beat that. One of my favorite all-time rigs. 73s, Mickey, and thank you. Thanks for giving a plug for the great Mick. The great Mick. Thanks so much. 73s to you. QRZ, special event station honoring the heroes that are fighting the COVID-19 pandemic. This is Kilo 2 Heroes, stroke Sierra Uniform Foxtrot. My name here at the controls is Peter. Papa Echo, Tango, Echo, Romeo. We're happy to be here, and we're located in Long Island, New York, 45 miles from very quiet, very sedate New York City. But hopefully we're going to get back on the rails again. QRZ.
Kilo Charlie 9 Delta Foxtrot.
Kilo X-ray 9 Delta Foxtrot. Not sure I got that right, but please help me with that. I have Kilo X-ray 9 Delta Foxtrot. Correct me if I'm wrong. Name, location, and any comments you'd like to make. Go ahead.
Yeah, very good, Peter. Yeah, it's Kilo Charlie 9 Delta Foxtrot. You're close, Peter. Name is John, Juliet, Oscar, November. We're about 40 miles west of Chicago. And thanks for the special event, and shout out for my sister-in-law, Susan, who's a nurse and on the front line with COVID patients most for her shift. So, boy, yeah, I hope the numbers improve. Still been pretty grim in Illinois, but I think there's some light there somewhere in the end. And thanks so much, Peter. KC9DDF73.
Oh, thank you, John. Thank you so much for your message. Thank you for your shout-out. And, yeah, you're a good 5 and 9, 10 over, so things are stretching out a little bit. Got a good, strong signal from Illinois this afternoon. And let me say this, John. Susan, a shout-out to you. Thank you very, very much for your dedication, putting yourself in the line of fire, going in harm's way. And there's something I'd like to say, really, that is a message, and perhaps, John, this is for you and for all others listening. I'll repeat it several times. We often don't know if our message of thanks and hope is getting out beyond us. Do we think it's only amongst our amateur radio brethren here? I'm also streaming this live right now and for the rest of the event through Twitch TV, TWITCH, my home call, Whiskey 2 Juliet Victor. You can go to my QRZ page if you'd like a direct link to this Twitch channel. And I'd like you very much to be there if you don't mind. If you want to certainly follow us, by all means do that. You can determine when we're on the air and hear some more good words. But would appreciate that if you'd like that. So anyway, as I was saying, do we think that our message is getting out beyond just us? And the answer is yes, it absolutely positively is. I received an email from a nurse in a COVID-19 unit who went on to say that her friend suggested that she listen to our special event station, Kilo 2 Heroes. She said she was having moments of anxiety, and after listening to other amateur operators express their feelings, she said now she doesn't feel alone. We hear that so often, And the most of us are not conditioned to show our weakness. Nurses, by their very nature, have never been in this type of war, being in a MASH unit every single day, watching people sick, watching people dying, and hopefully watching more of them getting better. But here's a case where she kept it to herself, and there are many, many, many nurses out there, many practitioners, many EMTs, firemen, all those on the front lines that are certainly suffering from the traumatic effects of this pandemic. So especially we're gratified that we perhaps touched her, and she's continuing to get help. Anyway, John, sorry for that long statement, but you brought it to me. Thanks a lot, John, and I'll give it to you for your final 73s. Thank you, sir.
Oh, very good. No, very nice. Perfect. Well done. And keep it up. And, yeah, wish everybody stay safe, stay well. Great job, Peter. KC9DDF.
Thank you so much, John. I appreciate that, and I'm very happy to be the messenger. More importantly, Great South Bay Amateur Radio Club has given us the opportunity to do this. 73, sir. QRZ, I'm getting rolling now. Kilo 2 Hotel, Stroke Sierra Uniform Foxtrot. Here, name is Peter, Pop Echo Tango Echo Romeo. QRZ.
Whiskey 5, Alpha, Hotel Alpha.
I think, hello, sir. I think you've got extra fuel there on the fire. Whiskey 5, Alpha Hotel Alpha, about 15 over. Very nice signal. Good audio. Welcome aboard. I hope everything is well with you. Your name, your location, sir, the antenna you're running, and any comments you'd like to make based on what we've been talking about. Over to you, sir. I think your name is Chuck. Go ahead.
I go by Chuck sometimes, Chuck or Charles. That's fine. You've got a strong signal down here in Tupelo, Mississippi, the birthplace of the king, Elvis Presley.
You bet. He always will be a king. As far as we're concerned, the one and only. Just a wonderful, wonderful tribute. That's right, Tupelo, Mississippi. Charles, would you like to say any comments regarding what we've been doing, saying thank you to the workers fighting COVID-19? Back to you, Charles.
Yes, I would. I'm up in years, I guess you'd say. I'm over 70 years old, so I consider that up in years. And people of my age are especially vulnerable to this terrible, terrible virus that we're suffering through. But I do recognize that some of the finest Americans are showing their colors, red, white, and blue, here during this pandemic. And we all know who we're talking about. So 73s to all those folks that are on the front lines and help in fighting this. And may they all stay safe and protect the rest of us from getting this terrible, terrible virus.
Charles, your words are music to my ears and music to many, many people's ears. Let me ask you this question, Charles. I'm looking at a QRZ page picture of you. Is that a current picture of you, Charles? Go ahead.
It's about 3 or 4 years old. I've got some newer ones that I probably need to put on my page there. But that's me. And if you look down the page, you'll see several of my friends, my favorite cat, Ivan, and my street rod.
Roger all that. Well, I just went to what's called window capture on my streaming broadcast, and right now thousands, hundreds, who knows how many are seeing your picture. And I will say this, unless you aged a lot, you look fantastic. Love the hat very much. Like the name Charles on the hat with your call sign. And Charles, you look great. You look maybe 55, so you're doing well. Now, let me just make a quick comment about what you were saying about, yes, this virus, this pandemic, this disease is striking many. But the good news is that for most people, my sister and brother-in-law had it, and they are up in age as well, and they went through it just fine. I think the key that I've heard from doctors, from pharmacists, from epidemiologists, Charles, is that if you don't have any underlying conditions, if you're not seriously overweight, which you're not as an example, if you don't have diabetes, any type diabetes, then you're in good shape. If for any reason you did contract the virus, and we don't want you to, you'll probably get through it fine. So that's the good news. And as things open up, I will say if anybody out there fits those conditions where they're very overweight or they have any form of diabetes, just stay back and wait until testing is more thorough, and that'll be sooner than later. That way you'll be sure that while that you don't mingle with other people at night that just might be asymptomatic and you don't want to catch it. That's my words for today, Charles. Thanks so much for your wonderful words. And you be well and be safe. And you're looking young as far as I'm concerned. 73, sir.
You keep up the good work, because all those on the front lines surely need all the support that we can give them. So W5AHA.
Roger, thank you, Charles. You're absolutely right. And once again, I'm going to repeat that email that I received yesterday over and over again, how we are making an impact and we're reaching out to people. And that's a side benefit of what we're doing in the amateur radio service. 73's to you. Thanks so much for the time. Birthplace of Elvis Presley, Tupelo, Mississippi. In case you go on Jeopardy, may ask that question if you pick music as your theme. Tupelo, Mississippi for the King. 73, sir. Kilo 2 Hero, Stroke Sierra, Uniform Foxtrot. What are we doing? Well, we're doing a lot of things. We're talking on a variety of subjects, but certainly mostly our focus is about saying thank you to the heroes fighting COVID-19. This is Kilo 2 Hero, Stroke Sierra, Uniform Foxtrot. Peter at the controls, QRZ.
Kilo Charlie 8, Oscar Delta Papa.
Oscar Delta Papa. Roger, thank you, sir. Kilo Charlie 8, Oscar Delta Papa. Your name, your location, any comments you'd like to make. Over to you.
Roger, the handle here is Bruce. You asked for a Cliffmaster running K2H X 101MP with a KIO hex speed at about 60 feet, and currently running there for the 200 watts. And I'm one of those who's on the sideline involuntarily because I'm a part of that vulnerable generation from doing my volunteer work as a special deputy sheriff and as a disaster action team volunteer for the American Red Cross. Two of the things that I do in retirement. And my shout goes out to all those that are still allowed to be an active part, an active role, which I listen carefully. To the guys from Tupelo, you'll recognize Foxtail, Mississippi, which is the home of the Delta Blues, my birthplace, and the home of many blues and music greats. Back to you.
Well, thank you so much. Thank you. I really sincerely appreciate the background. Thank you for your service, and I can't thank you enough for what you're doing in retirement. And yes, you have to really be very vigilant if you have any doubts that you might be among the perhaps those that could be more susceptible. Could you give me your first name again? I missed that on one of the fades in QSB. Could you give me your name again, sir? Go ahead.
Roger. On QRZ, the handle, however, is Bruce Bravo Romeo Uniform Charlie Echo.
Roger. And again, to confirm your call, it's Kilo Charlie 8 Oscar Delta Papa.
Roger.
I got it all. Thank you so much. Again, thank you for your comments. Very well said, and thank you for all the work you're doing, and please stay well and stay safe. 73, sir. QRZ, this is K2H Stroke Sierra Uniform Foxtrot. Roger, there is a Bravo Golf Oscar. I'd like to speak with you. Bravo Golf Oscar, come in with your call, please. Thank you.
Kilo India 5, Bravo Golf Oscar. My name is Carolyn. I'm from Texas.
Roger, Carolyn, welcome from Texas to Long Island, New York. Kilo India 5, Bravo Golf Oscar. Loud and clear, nice signal. Thanks so very much, Carolyn. I appreciate that. Any comments that you'd like to make regarding what we've been talking about, Carolyn? Go ahead.
I just wanted to say that as a healthcare worker myself, I appreciate everything that you are doing to recognize everyone and just being on the air this month. 73, KI5, BGO.
Oh, Carolyn, you bring chills to my heart, Carolyn. A healthcare worker. Thank you so very much for the service that you do. I appreciate it. We do appreciate it, all of us here at the special event stations, for putting this on. And I don't know if you heard me earlier that I received a letter from a nurse in the COVID-19 unit that she said she got some benefit from our discussions, from our talks, from our thanks, and from the comments other people have made where they also have anxiety as well. Let me ask you, Carol, how are you doing? How is your state of mind these days, Carolyn? Go ahead.
It's just being cautious taking one day at a time.
Carolyn, that's the best word you can say. One day at a time. Be positive. Yep. Be cautious. Be careful. Don't make any assumptions because you recognize you're in a war. The bullets are germs. And the best thing I can say is just make sure, and sounds like you're doing the right things with you and your family, having the family support, being able to recharge every day, to recharge your battery so you're able to go back in again and continue the great work you're doing. Thank you, Carolyn. Thank you so much for making contact with a special event station. You're very special, and we entirely appreciate that. All of us do. Thanks so much. 73s. QRZ, special event station. Really happy to be here. Kilo 2 Hotel, Stroke Sierra Uniform, Foxtrot listening.
November 9 Whiskey Fox Tango, November 9 Whiskey Fox Tango.
Juliet Charlie Papa.
Roger, stand by, Juliet Papa. Stand by 1 second. Let's see. Yes, November 9, Whiskey Fox Tango. I can say a big hello to you, Dan, from El Paso, Illinois. Thank you, Dan. Any comments you'd like to make? Welcome aboard again, based on what we've been talking about. Dan, go ahead.
Well, yes, sir. Hey, listen, I check in a lot, but it means so much to me. You and the Great South Club are, you're working so close with all of those folks that are serving us. Look, they are serving us, and they are going into a hazardous environment every day to save lives. Like paramedics and like the choppers that go in and they pick up the casualties in war. And I want to say that, Peter, I was really touched, and I was really quite moved to hear that a nurse sent you a letter from a MASH unit, and she did receive a little bit of relief knowing that there were really those that care. That really, really means a whole lot to me. I want to thank all those folks, and I will tell you, Peter, that way back at 1983/4, when the Lebanon and Grenada wars were going on, I was really scared and fearful that I was going to have to go into a very uncertain, hostile, unsafe environment every day. And I'm not going to kid you, there was fear in my heart. So, but my tour of duty ended, and I was not needed to go into the actual combat zones. So I have lots and lots of respect for those that are going into the uncertain and hazardous, and in some cases the deadly environments, to save the lives of all of those. And I salute them very, very much. I salute them. And I want to say that for those that don't know, I am in El Paso, Illinois. And it is the birthplace of Archbishop Fulton J. Sheen. My hometown, El Paso, Illinois, population 2,800, is the birthplace of Archbishop Fulton J. Sheen. Now, I am not a Catholic, but I do salute the work that he did to spread the gospel. Peter, I want to get back to you, sir. Thank you and all the gang for what you're doing. I want to say a shout out to the Children's Research Hospital. You enclosed a little paper in there. Well, I need to get out of there before I start crying. I hate to say it. Yes, men do cry, but they just make sure nobody's around. Peter, thank you and the gang for what you're doing. I need to get it back to you. I know there's QSB on the band. This is November 9 Whiskey Fox Tango, Central Illinois, El Paso, Illinois, birthplace of Bishop Fulton J. Sheen. Back to Special Event Station, Kilo 2 Heroes. Thank you, Peter.
Oh, Dan, I don't. That's an earful. I don't know where to begin. That's fantastic. The copy was fine. In fact, I think may he rest in peace, Fulton Sheen. I think looked down and said, "Let me let me make sure that Dan can be heard." Well, let me start from the back up. I guess Fulton Sheen was my father's hero. Fulton Sheen was such a hero of his. We watched, and I'm as a little kid watched the broadcast him on television. I don't know what network, CBS network, that he would have I think the Daily Mass. A great Jesuit, and as a result of his he was a brilliant man. Controversial. The Pope didn't think a whole lot of him, but nevertheless he said what he felt, and he was someone that we really respected greatly, and got a lot of good, positive energy from him. And in fact, we went to a communion breakfast. My father took me to a communion breakfast in New York where Fulton Sheen was putting on an event, and we had the honor of being in his presence. So that was an amazing thing. I thought he was much taller than he was, but nevertheless, there he was in all his glory, all his power, all his bombastic speech. What an incredible human being. So anyway, you got me started on someone who I think highly of. Backing it up to basically your time and basically these folks working in hazardous environments, working in MASH environments, you bet, like the choppers did in all the wars, including in Vietnam and on and on. And you said that men usually cry in private. Well, that's the problem. Nurses also cry in private. Doctors cry in private. EMTs cry in private. And this is something they cry certainly from time to time, but this is something that is beyond the emotional belief. And yes, when we hear from that nurse that said that she was not accustomed, she was not built to reach out, she felt that our comments, not me specifically, but all of those of you out there who are pouring yourself out to tell us things about what's going on, she felt that resonated with her. So, yep, that was a very positive thing for sure. And thank you for mentioning Children's Hospital as well. And thank you for the birthplaces. That's nice to know. If anyone else wants to talk about birthplaces, whether it's Elvis Presley or Archbishop Fulton Sheen, by the way, he should have been a cardinal, but Dan, because of the controversy, he was never made one. I'm going to throw it over to you for a final because I just want you to know how much we revered Fulton Sheen. Over to you, Dan.
Roger. Well, hey, listen, this is number 4 that I check in with you. Sir, I not read this calling your signal. It is definitely 5-9 audio, 5-9 is a signal. You have fantastic audio, and I almost didn't get in there because I wanted to afford others the opportunity to say hello to you and the gang, and to show great respect and honor for those of you, for those that are out there in the trenches, so to speak, daily. Well, sir, I want to get on out of here. Thank you very much for talking to me, and thank you for letting me put my little town on the map. Most folks don't know El Paso, Illinois. It's about 40 miles east of Peoria, Illinois, and it's about 10
is the frequency in use out there?
Yes, the frequency in use, special event station, Kilo 2 Heroes. Thanks for asking.
Roger. I'll take a stand.
Quote-unquote famous individuals is Bishop Fulton Sheen. So thank you for letting me plug my little town and share a little story. I'm getting windy. God is blessing me in a big way, letting me share with you and that. So, Peter, thank you for your time. I'm going to get it back to you, and I am going to listen because this is a very big deal. Thank you, sir. And once again, I want to recognize the nurse that sent you that letter. That really means a lot to me, sir. So this is N9WFT, back to Kilo 2 Heroes /SUS, Suffolk, New York. Thank you, Peter. Dan,
thank you. You make this broadcast, this amateur radio broadcast, worthwhile. This is the sort of information that we all want to know, and certainly pass it on to people on the stream. And by the way, if there are people that perhaps might have difficulty getting in, by all means, go on the stream, Twitch TV with my call, Whiskey 2 Juliet Victor. Post a comment there. Tell me that, hey, I can't get through, only have a wire and 50 watts. Could you help me out? I'd be more than happy to. So by all means, go do that. We'd look forward to making contact with you. At one point, I want to apologize to everyone for having a QSO-style event, but this is what it is. And we know we're touching people with what we're saying, and this is just not the normal event where we give a signal report, your name, and then leave. This is very different. This is one of a kind. Let me say that. When I say one of a kind, we hope we never have to do this type of event again. And I have some news that's making me feel good, and I'll pass it on to all of you in a couple of minutes. Thanks a lot, Dan. Be well, be safe, and let's talk often, please. I'd look forward to it. Kilo 2 Hero / Sierra Uniform Foxtrot is here. My name is Peter, Pop Echo Tango Echo Romeo, QRZ.
Whiskey Baker 8, Delta Mike X-Ray, Mobile 8, Iowa.
Roger, thank you. I think we've spoken before. Yeah, Whiskey Bravo 8, Delta Mike X-Ray. Thank you very much. I believe this is Gilbert. Let's see, you're not in Columbus, Ohio. I think you were in Wisconsin yesterday. So, Gilbert, where are you today? And any final comments you'd like to make? Go ahead.
Yeah, Peter, this is Kevin here, Whiskey Bravo 8, Delta Mike X-Ray. I go by Kevin. Over here at New Hampton, Iowa, here off of Interstate 18 East,
just got through picking up a load, dropped it off down here from Wisconsin, and sitting there waiting to try to get a dispatch load back to Columbus, Ohio. What a beautiful day here and stuff. And boy, I tell you, you are booming here, man. I mean, 20 over. Got the 706. Could almost come off the dashboard of the truck there. But other than that, it's good to see you doing a good thing out there. It's always a pleasure sitting back, talking to people and stuff, and getting to know things. A lot of things you don't know. If you don't know, you learn how to act. You usually find out about things you've been looking for, that's for sure. But keep up the good work, Peter. Thanks a lot for coming back and picking me up out here in the 18-wheeler there, Roger.
Roger, good buddy. Thank you so much. You've got a fantastic signal, the radio, the antenna, location. You must be at a high point, perhaps, Kevin. And sorry about that. Yeah, I forgot to put that in the record. It is now in the record. And you be safe out there. Glad it's a beautiful day in Iowa. That means that New York weather will continue to hold, and the rest of the East will perhaps get better as well. Be safe out there. Happy motoring, and thanks so very much again for making us say thank you to the people out there fighting COVID-19 and all those others that are front lines. Be well, sir. 73s, and look forward to talking to you again in Ohio perhaps next time. 73s, Kevin. QRZ, this is Happy Station saying thank you and really wishing good words to all those out there. Kilo 2 Heroes, stroke Sierra Uniform Foxtrot is listening.
November 0, Mike Kilo Alpha.
Roger. November 0, Mike Kilowatt Alpha. I think I've got that right. N0MKA. Correct me if I'm wrong. Your name, your location, any comments you'd like to make. Go ahead.
Okay, the name is Ray, Romeo Alpha Yankee, Romeo Alpha Yankee. We're in St. Louis, Missouri, St. Louis, Missouri. Roger?
I roger that, Ray. Thank you so much. In St. Louis, Missouri. Thank you, sir. Any comments you'd like to make on what we've been discussing, Ray? Go ahead.
Not yet. I've just been monitoring. And where's your location again one more time, please? It was in monitoring. Roger?
Thank you for monitoring. We appreciate that. Yeah, our location is New York, Long Island, New York, 45 miles east of New York City. QSL?
Hey, by the way, 70 degrees in St. Louis. What is your temperature in New York?
77 degrees there, Ray.
That's not right. You're supposed to be cooler than us on this end. 73s. We're standing by.
Roger, thank you so much. Yeah, we should be because I got planting to do out there and it's a little too warm. But right now we're here. We're cool. We're doing fine. We're enjoying everything, and we enjoy hearing from all you folks. Thank you so much. I want to see some more people on the chat line here on Twitch TV. A little quiet there. Come on, let's have a few comments. Say something to me. Getting lonely here. I'd like to work both halves. 73s to you, Dan. Ray. QRZ, Kilo 2 Heroes. Peter's the name. Pop Echo Tango Echo Romeo, and we're Suffolk County. Sierra Uniform Foxtrot. QRZ. Roger, there's a Kilo 9 with a Sierra, I believe. Go ahead.
Kilo 9 Sierra, Victor Lima. And did you copy?
I copied that. Kilo 9 Sierra, Victor Lima. I think your name is John, and last count, you're in Shelbyville, Indiana. In fact, we did speak before. How you doing, John? Any comments you'd like to make? Go ahead.
Oh, doing just great. And, yeah, I was listening earlier. I heard you mention Bishop Fulton Sheen. And I remember watching him on TV. My mother watched his TV program all the time. And it was one thing about his show is he would write things on a blackboard, and then he would move away from the blackboard, and then when he came back to write on the blackboard again, it was all, and he would always say,
Thank you, John. Unfortunately, some of that faded into the mist, but I did get the Fulton Sheen, the blackboard, and how he would handle a blackboard. Thanks a lot for mentioning that very much. I appreciated that. He was one of the original powers of positive thinking people. You could really feel good after his sermon. And you know what? He was one of the first that practiced basically social distancing. And one thing I'm going to say, it's wonderful to be at church at services. And a lot of folks are going back to that, and I very strongly, that's one of the hot spots. That's one of the areas when people are in a facility, a church like that, or synagogue, or any kind of a location where they're crowded together, even though they have got some distancing going on. If you can still enjoy the Mass, there's nothing wrong with it. Doing it virtually, the way Fulton Sheen did via television, and feel real safe. So that's something really important to remember. You'll be able to get back and be social again sooner than later, but be real careful about that. That can be really a real tough situation. Thank you a lot, sir. Thank you, 73s, John. Thank you a lot for your comments. QRZ. This is Peter, Pop Echo Tango Echo Romeo, and this is Kilo 2 Hero Stroke Sierra Uniform Foxtrot listening.
Kilo Echo Zero, Juliet Charlie, Quebec.
Roger. Big signal, sir. Thank you so much. I think you know who you are. First time I see here on the log. Kilo Echo Zero, Juliet Charlie, Quebec. Thank you. Name, your location, any comments you'd like to make. Go ahead.
My name's Jeremy. I live in Minnesota, and I heard you're out on Long Island. I just wondered what part of Long Island.
Right, Jeremy. It's the location is Northport. One word, Northport, and we're in the area of the Huntington area, Huntington, and also Kings Park. Does that put me on the map for you, Jeremy? Go ahead.
Yeah, Roger. My dad was born and raised out in Rocky Point, so I asked.
I am. We're only about 10 miles from Rocky Point. We, in fact, spent many summers at Rocky Point. We rented a log cabin, a walking distance to 106 steps going down to the beach. It was just a wonderful time, and we really enjoyed ourselves there. Just a beautiful, beautiful town, Jeremy. Go ahead.
Yeah, Roger. No, that's kind of cool. Yeah, my grandfather cut most of the roads out there in Rocky Point. There was actually an article in the New York paper for there that I got clipped out of them loading up his old grader and taking it to Arkansas to be restored.
That's great information. Thanks, Jeremy. Jeremy, would you like to make any comments about our prime purpose here, saying thank you to the heroes fighting COVID-19? Would you like to say anything in that regard? Go ahead.
Well, I think they're doing a good job, and keep up the good work.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. That is well thought. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. 73s to you, sir. Getting on to get some more contacts. By the way, I got a contact from Larry Anderson. Larry, welcome. Thank you for posting on the chat. I really appreciate that. And your call is NN50, Larry. And Larry says, just monitoring Peter from here in Tupelo, Mississippi, birthplace of Elvis. That's right. He was born and was both my Flex 6600M, wonderful radio. I've got the 6400M, Larry. And here on Twitch TV, thanks for the outstanding effort on behalf of our phenomenal first responders. Yes, Larry, they are phenomenal. I like to come up with a new word every day, but phenomenal is just a very appropriate word. Thanks, Larry. NN50. Thank you so very, very much. We appreciate that. And please, as they used to say in the D. Martin Show, keep those cards and letters coming. Really appreciate that. Thank you so much. 7-3s, Jeremy. Thank you a lot, and good work your dad did on building the roads in Rocky Point. They're still holding up pretty good. QRZ, Peter is here at the controls. Kilo 2 Hero Stroke Sierra Uniform Foxtrot. Kilo Bravo 0 Yankee Uniform Victor. I repeat, Kilo Bravo 0 Yankee Uniform Victor. Let me know if I'm not right on that. Your name and your location. Go ahead.
Thank you. That is right. Kilo Bravo 0 Yankee Uniform Victor. The name is Cliff, Charlie Lima, India Foxtrot, and we're located in Independence, Missouri. Home of Harry S. Truman. Over.
You beat me to that. And I'll tell you one thing, Cliff, if you didn't say that, I was going to have to perhaps put you on the do not listen list. Harry S. Truman, great man. Misunderstood, someone who spoke his mind and really made some good points. Again, a tremendous patriot. Thank you so much, Cliff. Thanks. Any comments you'd like to make, Cliff, about what we've been discussing? Go ahead, sir. Thank you very much, Cliff. Appreciate that very, very much. Thank you for the shout-out to them. It's very, very nice. 73s to you. Glad we're able to pull you out. QRZ, Kilo 2 Hero Stroke Sierra Uniform Foxtrot. Yep, the band is now quiet. CQ calling CQ, CQ calling CQ. CQ calling CQ, anyone, anywhere, for the special event station, Kilo 2 Heroes, Stroke Sierra Uniform Foxtrot, special event station honoring the heroes fighting COVID-19, QRZ. Yep, you're light there. Maybe you could just throw your call out on the Twitch TV stream, and I can then talk with you from there. Twitch TV, Whiskey 2, Juliet Victor. QRZ, any stations, anywhere. See if we can hold this, otherwise we'll come back later. Kilo 2 Heroes, Stroke Sierra Uniform Foxtrot.
Kilo, Foxtrot, 4, Oscar,
Kilo 0, Sugar Alpha United.
Roger, I got a bunch of stations there. That's good. I think I got a Kilo 0 with a United in it. Go ahead.
Kilo 0, Sugar Alpha United, K0 SAU, the club station at St. Ambrose University in Davenport, Iowa. The name here is Don, Delta Oscar November.
Thank you, Don. I got that, and QRZ helped me as well. Thank you for filling in what I didn't have, your first name. Welcome, Don. Welcome aboard from St. Ambrose University Amateur Radio Club in Davenport, Iowa. Thank you so very much. Any comments that you'd like to make at all, Don, on what we've been discussing? Go ahead.
No, it's just, I'll let you work more stations there. We've heard you before this, the first time we had a chance to work you.
Well, thank you so much, Don. As many times as you want. There's no such thing as dupes here with the special event station. And thank you so much for making contact with us. Enjoy the day there, sir. QRZ, Kilo 2 Heroes, Stroke Sierra Uniform Foxtrot. There's a Whiskey Delta Zero station. Go ahead.
This is Whiskey Delta Zero, Bravo Charlie, WD0BC. We are on 15 watts in Stanberry, Missouri, about 40 miles south of the Iowa line.
Roger, have you as William or Bill? 15 watts. Good job, Bill. Fading a little in and out, so I wish you the best of 73s, but nevertheless, you're in the log, and thank you so much with 15 watts. We appreciate that. Well done, well done. QRZ, Kilo 2 Hero, Stroke Sierra Uniform Foxtrot. Roger. Thank you so much. Kilo Golf 0, Kilo Papa. Kilo Golf 0, Kilo Papa. Go ahead. Roger, yep, our call is a Kilo 2 Hotel, Stroke Sierra Uniform Foxtrot. I repeat, Kilo 2 Hotel, Stroke Sierra Uniform Foxtrot. QSL? Jimmy, I'm having a problem really hearing you. You're fading too much, so I'm going to have to just say 73s to you, and my apologies. But if you'd like to make any comments that I can respond to, go on my Twitch line on Chat TV, on Twitch TV, Jimmy, and I'll be more than happy to answer it. Hopefully, maybe tomorrow things might be better. QSL? No, this is not 13 colonies. This is a special event station honoring the heroes fighting COVID-19. And essentially, we're using the 62 counties in New York State, and we're using the same precedents by the Suffolk County. SUF represents one of the 62 counties, Jimmy. Go ahead. My pleasure. Thank you, and thank you for acknowledging the work we're doing, saying thank you to the heroes. Thanks so much. QRZ, Kilo 2 Heroes, Stroke Sierra Uniform Foxtrot.
Kilo, Foxtrot, 4, Oscar, Echo, Victor.
Yeah, you've got a booming signal, and I think you know who you are. Kilo, Foxtrot, 4, Oscar, Echo, Victor. Other stations, stand by. We'll be with you. Your name, your location, any comments you'd like to make, sir. Big signal, about 15 over 9. Go ahead.
Yeah, QRZ has me listed as Ronald, but I usually go by Scott, and I'm located here in the Kernersville, North Carolina.
Roger, Scott, thank you so much. Got that. Your name is in the log correctly. And any comments you'd like to make on what we've been discussing, Scott, go ahead.
Well, from what I hear y'all discussing, your commending the first responders and the frontline people. So that's pretty good there. Me myself, I do work at a grocery store, and it seemed like that life has not changed being in the grocery business there. We're still just as busy as ever. So that's my comment, and we'll say 7-3s and let's pick up some more stations, and we'll turn it back over to you. And you got a booming signal coming back to Kernersville, North Carolina. KF4OEB.
Roger, thank you. Kernersville sounds fantastic. Thanks, Scott. And yes, you are also one of the folks in the front line, working every day at the grocery store, having to wear masks in most cases, and going to work every day. So thank you very much for keeping all of us in supplies. I appreciate that. Larry, thanks again for your comments. I've had another friend in New York who has been making some K2H contacts. It's Ray Higgins. That's right. Ray's a great guy, great station, W2RE. He is remote ham radio, and he's doing remote from his location. That's right, in Poquag, New York. His wife's a nurse who has been caring for COVID-19 patients. That's right. Lori has been doing a phenomenal job. Lori, in fact, came down with COVID-19, but she's in fantastic shape, and she got back operating in no time at all. Thank you. So purely amazing. So extremely thankful for these noble people. Thank you. Well said. Another wonderful word, noble people, Larry. Thank you so very, very much. And we appreciate your commenting on W2RE. He's really a soldier here, working hard to also saying thank you to those folks that are out there on the front lines. Thanks so much, Larry. Do appreciate that. Love those comments. Keep them coming, please. QRZ. This is Kilo 2 Hero, stroke Sierra Uniform Foxtrot. Peter is here. Pop Echo, Tango Echo Romeo. QRZ. The Kilo Delta with the Foxtrot. Go ahead.
Roger, yeah. This man here is Pierre. I'm out just east of St. Louis. Just dropping in to say hello.
Roger, thank you for saying hello. I just don't have your call all together. Would you give me your call again, please? Thank you.
Kilo Delta Minor, Oscar, Foxtrot.
Roger, thank you. Thank you so much. Kilo Delta 9, Oscar, Foxtrot. Thanks for contacting again, Pierre. I appreciate that from Lebanon, Illinois. Thank you so much. 73s. And have a good day. Any comments you'd like to make as a final? Go ahead, Pierre.
Just that I appreciate you getting out there and bringing attention to our emergency workers and our healthcare people.
Pierre, thank you very much for acknowledging the healthcare workers and the various people that are on the front lines. Thank you so much for that. I want to say hello to CWINN, CWIN53. Thank you so much for your comments. Hello, Peter. My name is Cedric. I'm a former police officer from Mount Vernon, New York, and my wife currently works with the elderly population in an adult rehabilitation and nursing home here in New Rochelle. Wow, real hot spot there, and we all hope the best for her. Thank you for all you're doing. A salute to the nurses on the front lines of this pandemic. I'm also listening to you on 14-288-500. Thank you. And if you'd like to reach me, you can. Thank you, Cedric. Great signal, by the way, from New Rochelle. My call is Kilo Delta 2, Romeo Golf Whiskey. Thank you, Cedric. And Cedric, I'd really like to have a shout out to your wife, who is doing a real yeoman's job. Please give me her first name when you have a chance. Thank you so much for your comment. QRZ, this is Kilo 2 Hero, stroke Sierra Uniform Foxtrot. CQ calling CQ. This is Special Event Station, Kilo 2 Heroes, stroke Sierra Uniform Foxtrot. Kilo 2 Heroes, stroke Sierra Uniform Foxtrot. Special Event Station honoring heroes fighting COVID-19. QRZ.
Whiskey Echo 4 Radio Baker.
Roger, nice signals. Couple of strong signals, thank you. Whiskey Echo 4 Romeo Bravo, thank you so much, sir. Good afternoon. Welcome here. And welcome once again. I think it's Richard, Cobb County and Marietta. Richard, welcome aboard. Any other comments you'd like to make, Richard? Go ahead.
No, I was just glad to hear you back on the radio this afternoon, and I thought I'd jump in and say hello and try to support what you're doing there. I think it's absolutely wonderful. Over.
Thank you very, very much, Richard. I'm just walking away from the mic for 1 second. Thank you. We appreciate that. We really, really do. Stand by one second here. Just looking at some papers that I need to get. Okay, they're kind of moving around the desk a little bit. But thanks, Richard. I really do appreciate that. Thank you very, very much. Thanks for making contact with us, and really thank you so much for spending the time listening to us. We really are very, very grateful to that. That's for sure. Can't thank you enough. QRX one moment stations. QRX one moment. This is Kilo 2 Heroes. Okay, I'm back. Thank you, Richard. Let me say the best of 73s to you. And any final comments, Richard? Go ahead.
Oh, I am so sorry. I thought you were still doing what you were doing. No, I have nothing else to say. I just am very thankful that there are people that take the time to speak out and honor those that try so hard. So, F3C, and thanks. Hopefully to hear you again at another day. Over.
Roger. Well, thank you so much for your support, and thank you also, stations, for supporting us on live stream through Twitch TV. We really appreciate that. I wanted to mention some news that I'm sure many of you have read, but we want to know that we're getting out of the tunnel. But more importantly, we want to know that we're going to put a cap on this virus and perhaps begin to give people some therapy relief. And I think it was last night a drug company. And I'm not mentioning a name only because we don't want to, not that there are millions of us here, but we don't want to impact any kind of drug prices. But right now, they've had positive results for a vaccine in late-stage trials. And they've also found it to be generally safe and well-tolerated. And they're getting closer and closer to maybe going for the FDA for approval. Now, in addition to that, there are currently 100 vaccines in development. 108 actually in human trials. So as I said on one of my earlier broadcasts, we really feel very positive about the scientists that are working tirelessly to come up with some therapies and vaccines. So we're getting closer. I'm really feeling good about that. Thanks a lot. Again, Richard, we'll see you soon. QRZ, this is Kilo 2 Heroes, stroke Sierra Uniform Foxtrot, listening.
Zulu Yankees, 5 and 9 here in Central North Carolina.
Okay, a lot of stations, and that's good. I'm glad. There's a Zulu Yankee. Could you give me your call, please? Go ahead.
Yes, sir. Whiskey Bravo 1, Foxtrot, Zulu Yankee, WB1, FZY, 5 and 9 here in Central North Carolina.
Roger, thank you so much, Peter. Appreciate that. I think I have your name, Peter, in Eagle Springs, Whiskey Bravo 1, Foxtrot, Sierra Yankee. Thank you very, very much. I appreciate that. When I look at your picture on the QRZ page, it almost looks like the colors of Hershey chocolate. But I'm sure that and they may have a copyright on it, but it looks like I've never seen those colors portrayed on the station. Looks good, though. And since 1977, I like the way you put that. Peter, any comments at all you'd like to make on what we've been discussing? Go ahead.
No, thanks. I appreciate what you do, and thanks for being on the air. And I just want to wish you well and be safe, and everybody else out there. Thanks for calling on me, and you have yourself just a great day. I'll be Whiskey Bravo 1, Foxtrot, Zulu Yankee.
Roger, thanks so much, Peter. 73, thanks for making contact with us. And thank you so much for giving your support, because at the very least, every contact we make is a thank you. So far, we're about 14,300 contacts, and we're only in the 18th day of our event. We got until the 31st. QRZ, Kilo 2 Heroes, stroke Sierra Uniform Foxtrot. I think there's a Kilo 5 mobile. Go ahead. Roger, in the log. Thank you, sir. Kilo 5 Lima X-ray mobile. Thank you so much. Your name and your location. Go ahead.
The name is Mike India Kilo Echo. The location is I'm at work in my work truck. I was just out, tooling around doing my work, and I heard you in there. I just wanted to see if I could contact you.
Michael, you did contact me. Thanks a lot, and thanks for taking a break from work. One thing we know is we want to do as many things as we can that give us relief from the daily toils that we go through, and amateur radio is a great release for sure. And I heard a word that I really hope I can hear more and more of, and that's I'm back at work. And hopefully we're getting more people back to work. QRZ, Kilo 2 Heroes, stroke Sierra Uniform Foxtrot. The X-ray India first, please.
Team November 9, Golf X-ray India, Pete in Illinois, and I talked to you last week, so I'm making contact again.
My pleasure, Pete. November 9, Golf X-Ray India. Thank you so much. We really appreciate the support. The more times, the merrier, Pete. Any comments you'd like to make? Go ahead.
I was just wondering, were you the one that was on Ham Radio Outlet the other day?
Yes, I was on Ham Radio Nation on Wednesday, and hope you enjoyed the broadcast, Pete. Go ahead.
Yeah, I really enjoy it. I watch that program every week, and I really appreciate the work you're doing. So thanks a lot.
Well, thank you very much, Pete. Certainly glad that we got the opportunity. Thankful to the Great South Bay Amateur Radio Club. Lou, November Oscar 2, Charlie, he got the idea from seeing cars running around the neighborhood, honking their horns with balloons and applauding, and said, "We can do this on amateur radio," and he sure did. So he got together with his wife, Kilo 2 Romeo Yankee Delta, KC2 SYF Mike, and Karen as well, KD2 GUT. All of them worked hard to put together this fantastic event. We're trying to invite all 62 stations from New York State to participate. So far, we've got about maybe 45, and we're on our way. Pete, thanks a lot. Thank you for your comments. 73s to you, sir, and have a good day. And yes, to further comment on Ham Radio Nation, for those that have not heard Ham Radio Nation, Bob Heil and Gordon West and his crew do a phenomenal job bringing a lot of good information, a lot of fun. And if you haven't, go to Ham Radio Nation, put that in your search bar, and every Wednesday they do a broadcast. We're very honored to be able to have talked about our event here. He gave us that opportunity. Just a wonderful, wonderful person, and basically a superstar in the area of broadcasting and microphone electronics technology. QRZ, Kilo 2 Hero, Stroke Sierra Uniform Foxtrot.
Kilo November 4, Foxtrot, Kilo Sierra.
Roger, nice signal, nice audio. Kilo November 4, Foxtrot, Kilo Sierra. Thank you, sir. Your name, location, any comments you'd like to make. Go ahead.
Name is Alan, Alpha Lima Lima Echo November. Location is Northwest Georgia. You're 595 over here into Northwest Georgia. Appreciate the job y'all are doing up there, kind of in ground zero. We're kind of out on the fringes of this battle. We've had, in my county of 65,000 people, had one hospitalization, no deaths, and 77 positive antibody tests. That's it.
Those are encouraging numbers, and most of all, the antibody tests are very exciting because that certainly can help those that are not able to respond to the therapies, to the respirators, and that's really exciting news. Thank you, Alan. I appreciate that. Our pleasure to be part of this event. It is our pleasure. Thank you, Larry. Larry, and November, India. Let me just get this right. November, right. I got to see that right. November 5, Oscar. Thank you, Larry. Yes, the vaccine is exciting. It really is. And you are honored to serve in the IRB, the Institutional Review Board here for the North Mississippi Health Services, a system of hospitals. Oh, I didn't know that, Larry. Ours is the largest community hospital in Mississippi and have won the Baldridge quality. I know about Baldridge and his award of quality steps twice, and we meet again Thursday to review clinical trials. Great. So your news about clinical trials having success is totally exhilarating, encouraging. Thanks for all you do. Well, that is what we hope would happen, Larry. We'd hope we see more and more results. We are being patient, and it's certainly in the pipeline now. It's in the pipeline, and hopefully the FDA will give quick approval as long as all the metrics are met. Thank you, Larry. I really do appreciate that a lot. 73s to you. 73s to you, Alan. Thanks a lot for making contact with us. Any final comments before we leave? Go ahead.
Just appreciate the activation. KN4, FKS. 73, bye-bye. Stay safe.
73, stay safe, stay well, and most of all, stay patient. QRZ, Kilo 2 Heroes, Stroke Sierra Uniform Foxtrot. The name here at the controls is Peter, Pop Echo Tango Echo Romeo.
Whiskey 9, Alpha Bravo Foxtrot.
Roger, nice signal. Thank you so much. Whiskey 9, Alpha Bravo Foxtrot. Thank you, Paul. Welcome back again from Delavan, Wisconsin. Really appreciate the contact. Good, strong signal. Any comments you'd like to make, Paul? Go ahead.
Well, of course, like the other guys, I want to wish everyone a great deal of help out there, your professional healthcare workers, law enforcement, EMTs, fire department. And also, I'd like to give a shout-out to the Air Force Thunderbirds and the Navy Blue Angels for all the flyovers they're doing all over the country to sort of help boost morale. Over.
Absolutely right. And speaking of that, let me see if I can shoot up a picture. I don't have any currently, but yes, we really that is something that's been very, very positive to see those flyovers, and it's unprecedented. I think. Correct me if I'm wrong, anybody. That the Thunderbirds and Blue Angels have flown together. That's how impactful this event is, and that's how much. Certainly, when the nurses, the doctor, EMTs, they come out and they look up in the sky, put a smile on their face because they know how much effort that it takes to get airborne and to do what they're doing. So that is just an outstanding thing. Thank you, Paul, very much. We appreciate that a lot. 73s. Kilo 2 Hero, Stroke Sierra, Uniform Foxtrot.
73s, and a great job you're doing. W9 ABF.
QRZ, this is, thank you, our pleasure, really. Kilo 2 Hero, Stroke Sierra, Uniform Foxtrot, QRZ. Kilo Sierra Golf. Thank you so much. Kilo 9, Kilo Sierra Golf. And let me say, I heard a couple of stations in there really down to a noise level of 10 that just called. If by any chance you have access to a computer and you can get on my Twitch TV stream, Twitch TV, my home call, Whiskey 2 Juliet Victor, and shoot me a message that I'm having trouble getting through. Would you please see if you could help me out? I'd be more than happy to help. I really would like to make contact with all stations, regardless of what equipment they have. Thank you so much for that. Kilo 9, Kilo Sierra Golf. Over to you for your name and location, any comments you might have. Go ahead.
Well, thank you very much for what you do. And yes, we've been watching this all the time, and I've got your website up right now as we speak. So it is my pleasure. 73 to you. Thanks for the comeback. You're 5'9", Illinois.
Roger, thank you. I think your name is Junior. Junior, yeah, that's looks like you got a catfish there in the sink. I hope your wife doesn't mind. It looks like a catfish there. You got a shirt on. It looks like it's got a heart on it. Do you remember what that might be, Junior? Go ahead.
Well, I can't remember what shirt I had on, but I know I got some fish there I got to clean. So thank you again.
My pleasure. Yeah, you bet. Thanks a lot. Congratulations on that. We can talk about anything that we'd like here, and I appreciate that. Thanks, Junior. 73s. QRZ, Kilo 2 Hero, Stroke Sierra, Uniform Foxtrot. What are we doing? Well, I think you know what we're doing, but to be more specific, we're honoring the doctors, the nurses, the healthcare workers, the EMTs, the police, the firemen, and military, those who provide medical help, as well as the mortuary, the hospital personnel, food services. In addition to that, sanitation people, postal workers, supermarket personnel, technicians that work on the car, people that work the phone systems to keep them going. You name it. There's so many people on the front line that we'd like to salute to. Thank you so much. QRZ, Kilo 2 Hero, Stroke Sierra, Uniform Foxtrot.
And 0DZQ.
Good signal, N0DZQ. Welcome aboard. Thank you so much for gracing us with that wonderful signal. Your first name, your location, any comments you'd like to make. Go ahead.
Well, good afternoon to you there, sir. Name here is John, Juliet Oscar Hotel, November. QTH is Wyoming. The city name, I should say, is Wyoming, Minnesota, just northeast of the Minneapolis-St. Paul area. And I just want to thank you for what you're doing there and getting the information out and making everything possible.
John, thank you very much for those wonderful words. Yes, this event has morphed into something more than what we ever expected it to be, and it's an event where so many people have not that are on the front lines have not communicated their fears, their anxieties, their concerns, and in some small way, even if that one nurse, and it's only one nurse, that has benefited from a friend saying, "Why don't you listen to the stream?" Maybe, it'll help you a little bit. If anything, it's a distraction because she might say, what the heck are these crazy people doing on the radio? They can barely hear each other at times, yet they're talking back and forth to one another. Wouldn't the phone be better? We say, no, we're masochists. We like to go the hard way. Rather than, use the escalator, we like to use the stairs. And I guess from a little kid, growing up in Queens, New York, I always, going to Long Island Railroad with my dad, we always used the stairs. So I guess I was conditioned to want to do it the hard way. But nevertheless, there are people that don't know what amateur radio is and think it's just a bunch of folks talking about their headache powder or talking about nerdy stuff. But we also are a service, and we're happy to touch some people if we can. Thanks a lot, John. 73s to you. Just a terrific signal from Wyoming, Minnesota. We appreciate the contact. QRZ, Kilo 2 Hero, Stroke Sierra, Uniform Foxtrot. You know what we're doing. We appreciate what you're doing. Taking the time, really, to say thank you and hello. QRZ.
Kilo 2, Victor
Victor Hotel Victor. Roger, thank you, stations. Kilo 2, Victor Hotel Victor. Nice signal. Name here is Peter, Long Island, New York. Your name, your location, sir, and any comments you might have. Go ahead.
Hey, good afternoon, Peter. Good to talk to you there from Long Island. Name here is Tim, Tango India Mike. Tango India Mike, and we're Mobile, and we are in Irondale, Missouri. Irondale, Missouri. KTH is Belgrade, Missouri, which is about 80, 90 miles south of St. Louis. And running a Fox Tango 450 Delta, by 82 into a car heel mounted in the bed of the pickup truck. So good to hear you, Peter. And we're out and about here. We didn't experience nowhere near where you guys did in the East Coast. So we're very fortunate and very lucky. Over.
Yes, you are. Yes, you are. You're lucky. And one of the reasons why so many people are lucky and why were we the epicenter for quite a while is because of the airports. We had so many visitors. About 3 million from Europe came in before we closed the doors. And for that reason was why our count was just so incredibly high and why we lost so many people. Thanks a lot from Irondale. Good luck. Be well. QRZ, Kilo 2 Heroes, Stroke Sierra, Uniform, Foxtrot listening.
Kilo Mike 4, whiskey.
Roger, thank you. Kilo Mike 4, whiskey. Thank you so much, sir. Your name, your location, any comments you'd like to have. Go ahead.
Roger. The name is Ricky. I am located in Georgia. One of my best friends, he had 2 daughters that went up there to help out with the pandemic up in y'all's area in New York. One is still up there and working 13-hour shifts, trying to help out as much as possible. But anyway, got a lot of friends and relatives in the medical field. A lot of them in the military. Each and every one of them is desperately needed. So anyway, I'm retired now. I supported the Marines for 34 years. But anyway, that's another story. Y'all stay safe, get well, and Albany is the epicenter, one of the epicenters in Georgia. You've probably heard on the news and all about Albany, Georgia, and it was pretty bad. It stemmed off a couple of funerals and all down here, and for the size of the city of Albany, it's been pretty rough. But anyway, 73s, appreciate all you do. Kilo Mike 4, whiskey. Back to you, over.
Thank you, Ricky. First of all, thank you for service in the Marines. We just passed Air Force. We just passed on a day that we celebrated those that were in the armed services, and I was very proud to have my flag behind me. In fact, let me do that. You may not be watching the stream, but let me go on my Flex Live, and there we go. And hello, everybody. And there's the flag, the Spirit of 76, standing behind me, and I was very happy to display that in celebration and honor of the military. And the 2 nurses. Yeah, that's incredible. It's one thing to be from the area and to do your job, but to come in from another state and to go into the front lines, to run towards danger. Just think about that. You in the Marines, we in the military understand what it's like to run through danger, but we've been more prepared for that. But they're incredible people. Would you be kind enough, Ricky, if you're still listening, to give me their first names, please? Go ahead.
Yeah, one of them's name is Kelly, and the other one's name was Mindy. Mindy has come back home, but Kelly is still up there working. Over.
Roger. Well, thank you very much, Mindy. Thank you so much for risking your life, for putting yourself in harm's way and coming up to New York to help us out where we were desperately needed. So thank you for what you've done. So glad you returned home in good shape. Kelly, continue good work. Be safe. Our prayers are out to you, our good feelings, the good karma that you will return home. And thank you so much for what you've done. Ricky, thank you very, very much for the time. Thank you for the shout-outs. We really appreciate that. You're doing a phenomenal job, and I'll send it to you for your final. Back to you, Ricky.
Roger. Well, 73s, y'all try to get over it and stay safe. We're trying to do that here also. And my buddy, his other daughter's also medical, but she's over in Brunswick, Georgia, and her husband's an EMT. So like I said, a lot of friends and relatives and all in the medical field. We'll say 73s, God bless, and hope that God will heal the country. KM4WW, back to you, over.
Thank you, Ricky. Yep, we could use all the help, and we're going to get all the help. And yes, from above as well. That is for sure. And my goodness, you have really a full house when it comes to those that are serving in the medical profession. That is fantastic. What I want to mention now, again, is I'd like to mention something that that is beginning to show up, certainly in New York and other parts of the country. And I think a lot of you have heard of it. It's called Kawasaki disease. Basically, it's a syndrome that's a new syndrome that affects the heart differently and erupts mostly in school-age children rather than infants and toddlers. And the syndrome often appears weeks after infection in children who did not experience first phase coronavirus symptoms. Basically, there was a story in the New York Times about a young fellow, I think 14 years old, that came from my former hometown, Queens, New York. Essentially, when there's a sprinkling of a reddish rash that appears, and Jack had that red rash, it was on his hands in mid-April, and his father ignored it because essentially he thought he was overusing hand sanitizers, which is not a bad thing during this global pandemic. But it worsened and worsened, and he started to have heart issues. And essentially he was brought to the hospital. I believe essentially he was in a Presbyterian hospital. I may not be right in that, my apologies. But most importantly, he did survive. The doctors did a phenomenal job. But I want to make everyone aware, if you know someone that has a child that's experiencing some of these symptoms, it could be Kawasaki disease, which could be very fatal. You could look up on that for sure. Dr. Fauci said we've got to be careful that we are not too cavalier in thinking that children are completely immune to the terrible effects of this virus. So essentially, that is something that is, I would say, a mutation of this COVID-19 novel virus. So please pass the word and be aware that that could be a possibility. 73s, everybody. Now, I'd like to speak, yes, the N0. It was N0. Let me get that right here. N0XOH, N0 X-ray Oscar Hotel, Woodsey. I was also a zero station that called W0 Whiskey in India Alpha. Speaker wire hanging from my window here. Sometimes you come in crystal clear. Well, let's see what happens. Let's see if we can copy you. So right now I'm calling out to Whiskey 0, Whiskey India Alpha. Whiskey 0, Whiskey 0, Whiskey India Alpha. Are you there? Go ahead. Nothing heard, but again, we've had a lot of QSB. Let's try again. A Whiskey 0, Whiskey India Alpha. Whiskey 0, Whiskey India Alpha. Come on in, please. Roger, I copy you. Whiskey 0, Whiskey India Alpha. Whiskey 0, India Alpha. You're about a 5 and 4, but I do copy you. Thank you. Could you give me your name, please? Go ahead.
Yes, sir. My name is Greg. Golf Radio Echo Golf, and I'm out here in Iowa.
Greg, I know where you are. You're in Fort Dodge, Iowa. Fort Dodge, Iowa. I have a cousin that was in Fort Dodge, Iowa. Their son, unfortunately, had a serious brain illness, and they flew in and spent about 2 weeks with us. This goes back many, many years, and he was then sent to Barnabas Hospital for some therapy. But basically, yeah, when I hear Fort Dodge, it really makes me feel good. I know I've got you because your QRZ page says that I've started amateur radio since the fall of 2014. Greg, good signal. You came up to a 5 and 6, Greg. Thanks for mentioning that you needed to get in here through the chat window. I really appreciate that. If you wouldn't mind also subscribing as a follower, that would be wonderful as well. Greg, any other final comments? Over back to you, Greg.
No, thank you very much. I've got some friends from Mexico who are working in the Bronx right now, and certainly our situation back.
Thank you, Larry. NN50, I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Wow, you came up to about a 5 and 8, 5 and 8. So thank you very, very much, Greg, for the contact. Thank you for alerting me that you needed to get in here. And are you? Let me just make sure of something. You're using, okay, I want to make certain here, W0. Okay, so you're using, let's see, random wire. Are you really using a speaker wire hanging from your window? Go ahead.
I am, yes. I have a 20-meter dipole set up with speaker wire hanging out of my second floor window.
Incredible, amazing, fantastic. And everyone out there that thinks they can't get a signal on 20 meters, by trying to maybe save up money for something expensive. It can be done. Greg is an example of that. Greg, thanks a million, and really glad that I got you in the log. 73s, Greg. Thanks for your comments about folks working here in New York. And good health, be well, and be patient. Thanks so much, Greg. 73s. Over to you for a final.
Thank you very much. Take care.
We will do that. Oh, that's wonderful. Love that contact. QRZ. Let me see. I think I have someone else trying to contact you. AD0YL. Paul in O'Fallon, Missouri. Paul, AD0YL. Alpha Delta Zero. Yankee Lima. Paul, come on in. Make your call. AD0YL. Go ahead.
Alpha Delta Zero. Yankee Lima.
Loud and clear. Thank you so much. You're a 5 and 8. 5 and 8. Thank you, F1 fan Woodsy. Are you a Formula One fan? Because I really am, and really enjoy watching the virtual racing. Thank you, Formula One Woodsy. Thank you. AD0YL, good signal. Your name and your location. Go ahead.
My name is Paul, and I'm in O'Fallon, Missouri, and I'm copying you with a 5.9, though sometimes you drop completely out.
Thank you, Paul. Yeah, that's how it's been today. Either it's feast or famine. Paul, thanks very much. Thanks for letting me know through Twitch TV that you needed to call me. That's fantastic. That's the technology we're using. A lot of these young folks are saying, wait a minute now, this is stuff that you use only on sim racing or different kinds of games like Destiny 2, et cetera, et cetera. Well, we amateur radio operators, we're hip. So we're using technology, and clearly welcome. If you fellas are a little bored of playing all these games, want to get over to something really, another element of fun, you can come over here. Paul, any comments that you'd like to make on what we've been discussing, Paul? Go ahead.
I just want to say again, thank you to all the heroes that are taking care of us, and everybody else, wash your hands and do whatever else is necessary to stay safe. Turn it back to you, 73, AD0YL.
Roger, good words. Washing hands is absolutely a fantastic idea, really. And I wear the grease monkey gloves, the black gloves, as much as I can. Formula One fan Woodsy, first of all, thank you again for following. I am a Formula One fan, yes, being a big fan since 2005. Yep, Senna was one of my favorite people. I've been a freelance journalist for a while now working in public health. Thank you for your service in public health after getting my master's in epidemiology and community behavioral health. Fantastic. Listen, that is fantastic. And if you have an opportunity, I'm sure you have, reaching out to anyone you might know that's a nurse or an EMT worker and saying, hey, how you doing? Do you want to talk about it? And maybe we can solve another problem or two. Thanks a lot. You're a real bonus to have us aboard. Welcome aboard. All right now I don't think there's any other stations trying to reach us at the moment. I think we're okay with that. Let me see here. I don't know. Maybe there's one more. Stand by. N0. Let me stand by here. I think we might have N0XOH. Have I worked you? No, I think it's N0XOH. N0 X-Ray Oscar Hotel. It may have been in Illinois trying a fed-in random wire. Okay, let's try that. Station standby for N0 X-Ray Oscar Hotel. Go ahead. Okay, let's try again. I think you're there, but let's try one more time. N0 X-Ray Oscar Hotel. N0 X-Ray Oscar. I want to make sure I have that right. N0 X-Ray Oscar Hotel. Try again. Go ahead. This is Kilo 2 Hotel / Sierra Uniform Foxtrot. Yep, nothing heard. Either it's just too much QSB, or you could try a little bit later. If you want to send me another note, I'll look for you again a little bit later. Thanks so much, though. We'll try it again later. QRZ, yeah, it's been real tough today, but we're battling through it because we really want to make sure we get our thank yous and make our comments out there. It's that important. Kilo 2 Heroes / Sierra Uniform Foxtrot. My name is Peter. Pop Echo Tango Echo Rodeo at the microphone. QRZ.
Hello, Peter. Whiskey 9 Kilowatt Radio. Whiskey 9 Kilowatt Radio.
Hello there, Charles. Hello, sir. Yes, thank you. Hello to you, Whiskey 9 Kilo Radio. Thanks a million. Port Washington, Wisconsin. Welcome aboard again for the second time, and do appreciate the contact. You're, I think, number 217 in my record. Thanks for being here. Any other comments you'd like to make, Charles? Go ahead.
Well, you just have a fantastic signal. I couldn't resist calling back again. Thank you for all of your efforts, and more importantly, all the efforts of the healthcare workers, grocery store workers, and the people helping us buy gasoline. Take care, and thank you for all of your personal efforts. Peter, back to you. K2H from W9KR.
Roger, Charles. Well, what can I say to that? Thank you very, very much. I'm honored to hear those comments from you. I'm privileged to be able to have the opportunity to be able to make contact with stations there, and the Great South Bay Amateur Radio Club giving me the opportunity. And thank you. And you're absolutely right. There is everybody on those front lines, and sometimes we forget. We think of certainly the people that are really right now in the line of fire, the nurses, the doctors, the EMTs, the epidemiologists, but we sometimes forget those that are also in a different line of fire. It may not be the same bullet, but it's still a bullet. Those that operate the cash registers, the technicians working on our cars, etc. Thanks so much, Charles. Anytime, as often as you want. QRZ, Kilo 2 Heroes, stroke Sierra Uniform Foxtrot.
Kilo Golf 0, Kilo Bravo.
Roger, not sure I got the whole call. Good signal. Kilo Golf 0, Kilo Papa. Come on, go on forward.
Yeah, Roger, thank you. I wanted to get you in the logbook, and I didn't get the time last time. And I wanted to make sure that I got it in the logbook, and I didn't catch your home call either there. Roger, go ahead.
Oh, Jimmy, thank you. Yes, you're in the logbook. You were record number 850850. And, yeah, you got in the logbook. You were at 1856 you got on. We got off at 1857. We sometimes talk for a minute. Yep, and that happened on certainly the date is on 2020, 5/18. So, yeah, you're in the log a second time. Home call, Jimmy, Whiskey 2, Juliet Victor. Whiskey 2, Japan, Victoria. QRZ?
Okay, Roger, thank you very much. 73, KG0, KP clear.
Jimmy, 73's to you. N0XOH. Okay, thanks for the try anyway. Thanks, and thank you all out there for fighting the virus. Thank you for making those comments. And we'll try a little bit later. We'll see what happens if you're going to be listening for a while. QRZ. You know who this is. Kilo 2 Hero, stroke Sierra Uniform Foxtrot. QRZ.
November 5, Kilowatt Bravo.
Oh, yeah, big signal. November 5, Kilowatt Bravo. Good afternoon. Nice signal here into Long Island, New York. The name is Peter, Pop Echo Tango Echo Romeo. Think your name is Michael or Mike. Correct me on that. I'm from Sioux Rapids, Iowa, if I'm right on that. Any comments you'd like to make, please share them with us. Go ahead, sir.
No, I just want to tell you you're doing a great job, Peter, and big signal on the Iowa today. I'm just running 100 watts, over.
Wow, that's great. 100 watts. What kind of antenna do you have? Go ahead.
It's a fan dipole, 80, 40, 20, and 10, and the center's at 60 foot.
Perfect. I'm a big fan of the fan dipole. Haha. I really am. I've used them and really enjoy them. And you got them. You know, the height is fine, and you're really putting out a signal. It's about good solid 10 over 9. Michael, thanks so much. Thanks for making contact with us, and it proves you don't need big time, big deal antennas to make contact with stations on 20. Just get on the air. That's the most important thing. QRZ, Kilo 2 Hero, stroke Sierra Uniform Foxtrot.
Alpha Bravo 9, Papa Mike.
Alpha Bravo 9, Papa Mike. Thank you. Alpha Bravo 9, Papa Mike. Thank you. Nice signal here into Long Island, New York. The name is Peter. Papa Echo Tango Echo Romeo. Welcome again for the second contact from Stockbridge, Wisconsin. Any comments you'd like to make at all, David, on what we've been talking about? Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm kind of curious. Do you ever make up a certificate for these hospitals and paramedics and police departments, fire departments, to show all the support of all the amateur radio community that has contacted your station?
Roger, David. Very good question. Very good question. Yes, indeed. We have special certificates that we've been handing out to the local hospitals, and certainly available to all those counties that are working this event. A certificate that acknowledges what we've been doing and showing them the counties that we have on the air. So yes, in fact, they're aware of it, and they are getting that kind of proclamation. It's really a nice looking certificate to make them aware of what we're doing. David, go ahead.
Very good, very good. I was just wondering if you ever let them know how many contacts you had, or the call letters of all the stations, or how do you just give them a number, or what do you do?
Yeah, what we do is this: if they request, if they know someone that perhaps is an amateur radio operator, we're happy to make to identify who it was and when the contact was made. Otherwise, we just give them a gross count. For instance, right now we're getting close to about 14,300 contacts, 14,300. So we'll tell them that. Our hope is to get to 50,000 contacts because that really certainly is newsworthy, but also more importantly is thank you worthy. The more thank yous, the more impact certainly we have given to them. David, go ahead.
Yeah, you would think with all the number of licensed amateurs in this country, that wouldn't be a very hard feat, but we'll have to see how far you get.
Well, that's right. That is absolutely right. And clearly, it's clear, David, that people that have not been on 20 meters in a while are making contact with the stations. There are also stations that are saying we're making our first HF contact. So clearly it's resonating. People feel it's important to be part of this event and have the opportunity themselves to also get a very nice certificate from the Kilo 2 Hotel website. David, thanks a lot. Any final comments? And I really appreciate your questions. Thanks so much, David.
Well, very good. You answered my question. 73, and good luck with your project. From Alpha Bravo 9, Papa Mike.
My pleasure. Thank you. Yep, we hope in many, many ways to kind of be, we'll call it an injection of a positive attitude that we're bringing out there, and hopefully it reaches more than just the one nurse. You know, she was the one that was nice enough to send me an email. I would hope there are many, many more that are saying, gee whiz, they're thinking of us while we're here fighting. They're at home and sheltering in place, comfortable. We really appreciate them setting aside a time to say thank you. Thanks so much, David. We really appreciate that. QRZ, Peter at the controls, Kilo 2 Hotel, Stoke Sierra, Uniform Foxtrot listening.
Kilo Charlie 5, Mike Zulu Alpha.
Roger, well said. Kilo Charlie 5, Mike Zulu Alpha. Thank you so much. Good signal. Thanks a lot for bringing it to me. The name here is Peter, Pop Echo Tango Echo Romeo. I think your name is Aaron, as QRZ says to me. I think you're in Texas, but you can correct me on all that, and also let me know if you have any comments on what we've been discussing. Back over to you, sir.
Located in Texas, about an hour's drive from San Antonio. From one ham to another ham and the rest out there doing this. Peter, our hat is off to you, sir, for everything you are doing there. I tell you what, it's people like you that give purpose in continuing things and keep things going there, and keep smiles and keep hearts lifted over.
Well, those are wonderful words. Really very, very, very nice. Give purpose. Thank you so much. Yeah, you know, in life, there's a couple of things you like to try to do as often as you can. You want to be on purpose. What does it mean to be on purpose? Well, it means to be doing things that are of some significance. Clearly, many of us at times, we get off purpose, and that's okay, because like a jet flying from New York to San Francisco, they're always off course, and they're always correcting their course, and that's life. And as we are human beings, Aaron, we are often off course too. But if we're on purpose, more times than not, we are in very, very good shape. And even though this amateur radio at times might seem frivolous to some, we are, after all, on purpose as a service. And when we're called to duty, we respond. When the Red Cross calls us, when there's a significant event happening, we're there. You can hear the many nets that are on the air week after week, whether it's races or Aries, practicing for when they are needed, when they're called up, and they oftentimes are called up. So yes, it's good to be on purpose. We're really happy about that, Aaron, and thank you for giving me the opportunity to kind of espouse that a little bit, Aaron. Thanks so much. Over to you for any final comments, sir.
Roger, Peter. I do want to say, I do have one in the family that is frontline. That is my son. He is a police officer here in Texas, over.
Roger, police officer in Texas. That is wonderful, in the line of duty. Could you please share with me his first name, Aaron? Go ahead.
Roger. His first name is Ethan, Echo Tango, Hotel, Alpha, November. To be exact, he is with the Midland, Texas PD. Midland, Texas PD, over.
Oh, that's pretty strong. Midland, Texas PD, Ethan. Wonderful name, Ethan. That's fantastic. I can think of a lot of famous people with the name of Ethan. Thank you, Aaron, for that, and thank you, Ethan, for your service. One more thing I want to say, speaking to you in Texas, Public health experts basically gave a report yesterday evening on the reopening that's occurred in Texas and about the increases in the number of coronavirus cases since the opening. On Saturday, Texas reported its largest single-day spike during the pandemic with 1,815 diagnoses, 1,815. Now, you might immediately say, well, it's because there's an opening. There are still people that are asymptomatic, and therefore it's causing a big problem. Well, here is a further information to that. The reason perhaps that number is high is because the testing in Texas has increased. So essentially that is a good thing. So more people are being tested, more people are being reported positive for COVID-19, but it doesn't mean that there's carelessness and the state should be basically discuss it negatively because they're doing that. No, testing is better. So I wanted to comment on that, and I wanted to comment on that to you, Aaron, since you're representing the state of Texas for us today. Go ahead.
Roger. And it is known to Peter, Texas was a little bit slow behind the 8 ball getting the testing done, and things are picking up, and that's a good thing. And that would be encouragement for anyone and everyone out there. If you have the availability and the means to be tested, please go do it. Go do it for your own safe health, welfare, and others that you may be around. Over.
Roger. Yep, that's the key to really having a very successful and pleasant opening. You yourself may be young and in good shape with no pre-existing conditions, but if you're asymptomatic because you feel, and it's not just, you don't do it randomly. If you feel somehow there might be a situation because of whatever you may have done that you might have been basically in an area where some people have been testing positive for the coronavirus, then by all means get tested, because the last thing you want to do is pass it on to someone that is in compromised health. Thanks, Aaron, so very, very much. Thank you for the time. I really appreciate that. QRZ, this is Special Event Station, Kilo 2 Heroes, stroke Sierra Uniform Foxtrot. Peter is here, Pop Echo Tango Echo Romeo listening.
November 9, Victor Tango Bravo. Just stopped to say hi.
Well, thank you for stopping to say hi. Thank you, George. As usual, I think your signal's even better. I mean, 20 over, how could you beat that? Just a phenomenal signal into Long Island, New York, George. Any comments you'd like to make? Go ahead.
Wife just came back from work with the good spirits, so I guess things are okay. She's hanging in there.
Well, that's good. That's what I wanted to know, and that's very much why I really like you to check in with me. Good. What is her first name? Go ahead.
Her first name is Teresa. Her call sign is Alpha, what's her? KC9FMD, Kilo Charlie, number 9, Family Medical Doctor.
Yes. Is that Sierra Mike Delta or Foxtrot Mike Delta?
FMD, Foxtrot Mike Delta.
Roger, Foxtrot Mike Delta. Yes, I remember. We gave a shout out to Teresa yesterday, and that was very important to me. I put it in the log this time, so I will remember. My apology for not remembering. Teresa is a very pretty name. So good. So you're seeing no ill effects for her being on the front line so far. She's doing well. George, go ahead.
Well, she says that's what she is doing, for living, and that's what she does. So right now they are quite busy. Things are pretty rough, but just there are some good days, some bad days, and just got to take good with the bad, or bad with the good, and just keep on going. So right now they are there is like several different shifts, and they don't even meet each other. They are asked not to meet after work or anything. So in case something happens, they not gonna one is not gonna infect the other one. So I guess that's the way to do it. Wearing masks, washing hands, and just be careful. That's all it is to it.
That's right, George. Very, very good. Folks out there, it's really an honor for me to talk with someone whose wife, Teresa, is on the front lines, and I've asked George to check in to see just how things are going. Clearly, how sometimes, but you know your wife better than anyone, obviously, if there shows any signs of anxiety, any different change in mood, appetite, etc., that might indicate that it's getting to her. But clearly, it's just sounds like it's not. It sounds like you're certainly smiling a lot and making sure that you distract her and keep her on level ground. And there are others that aren't doing so well, and we want them to reach out and make sure that they get the help they need. George, thank you so very, very much. Keep talking to me. Keep talking to Teresa, and we look forward to talking with you as often as you like to get back to us. 73s to you, George. You be well too, and you be safe as well. And we're getting further and further away from the big time numbers. Thanks a lot, George. Over to you for a final.
Yep, take care, 73, and I will pass your best regards to her. So take care. This is N9VTB.
Roger. Thank you, George. You too. Be well, and please give our best regards to Teresa. Thank you, Whiskey 4, Juliet Charlie Whiskey. Whiskey 4, Juliet Charlie Whiskey. Thank you so very much for saying Big Signal in South Carolina, and of course, wonderful Flex Audio. Yep. The audio of the Flex radios, they're solid. They really are, and we have the opportunity to do a lot of manipulating to get it as good as we want to our voice, to the microphone we're using, and to the signal that we have. And if you want to reach me, for some reason you're having trouble, please let me know. I'll be happy to clear the way for you. But thanks a lot very much for saying that. We appreciate that. QRZ, we're at 1 hour and 49 minutes. Boy, time just does fly, and hearing some good signals today. Peter here, Papa Echo Tango Echo Romeo at the radio. This is Kilo 2 Hero Stroke Sierra Uniform Foxtrot. Okay, you'll be a little tough, but Lima Charlie Tango. Lima Charlie Tango, please give me your prefix. Go ahead. Roger, Kilo 2 Lima Charlie Tango. Thank you so much, Dick. I got it. You're in the log. You were formerly in East Amherst, New York. So welcome aboard, Dick. Thank you so much. You're about a 5 and 5, but copyable. And thanks for much making contact with us, Dick. Do you have any comments you'd like to make? Go ahead.
No comments today. You're S9 in Phoenix, Arizona. S9 in Phoenix, Arizona. Thank you very much. K2K, K2 Lima Charlie Tango. Thank you.
My pleasure. Thank you for the signal report. And you come up to a 5 and 7. Most importantly, thank you so very, very much for making contact with the special event station honoring the heroes fighting COVID-19. QRZ, Kilo 2 Heroes, Stoke Sierra, Uniform Foxtrot, at your service, listening.
Whiskey 9, Radio Foxtrot.
Roger, big signal and just outstanding audio. Whiskey 9, Romeo Foxtrot. Thank you so very much, Joe, for making contact with us from wonderful Heron, Illinois, and hope things are going well there. Any final comments you'd like to make regarding what we've been discussing, Joe? Welcome again. Thanks for the call.
Everything's going fine here, Pete. I hope it is with you, too. I see you're using a different call today. Is it Kilo 2 Hero or Kilo 2 Heroes?
Well, we're using the phonetic. We're taking a little bit of a license, not to have to use the ITU phonetics, which is Kilo 2 Hotel, but we're officially and will be Kilo 2H for Heroes. So Kilo 2H Stroke Sierra Uniform Foxtrot, the county that we are in, Joe. Go ahead.
Okay, well, I've already made contact with you then. I won't log this one. I want to thank everybody on the front lines and all the health workers for all your support. Please stay safe and please stay healthy. It's only for the best of us.
You're absolutely right, Joe. Please stay safe and stay healthy. And we often think of health, we think of it in a physical sense, we do. But certainly this is a war, we know it is for sure. So the mental side also is so critical. And unfortunately, you cannot see the mental anguish that some people are going through. When we're not feeling well, we may have a pink eye, we may have a runny nose, we may be our complexion may be flushed. But when you have a problem that's going inside your head, we don't see it. And oftentimes when we work with other people, the same thing goes on. We don't realize that there are people that are going through difficulty because we're not seeing it, and sometimes we're not sensitive to it. But we always have to step back and say, Do I know enough about that person to make that comment? Maybe they've just got something that's just not right, and they're going through a tough patch. So that's why I'm saying to everybody out there that may know a nurse, a practitioner, EMT, anyone, it could be someone in the meat department of a grocery store. If they don't seem right, please talk to them, and otherwise reach out to people that you might know to help them out. Thanks a lot, folks, for that. This is Peter, Pop Echo Tango Echo Romeo. Talking too much as usual, my big apologies. Kilo 2 Hero Stroke Sierra Uniform Foxtrot listening.
Kilo 0 Oscar Echo Bravo.
The Oscar Echo Bravo, just stand by 1 second. Is a Kilo 0. Go ahead.
Kilo 0 Victor Uniform.
Roger, thank you. Kilo 0 Victor Uniform. Thank you so much. I think your name may be Greg or Gregory in Shorewood, Minnesota. Correct me if I'm wrong, and any comments you'd like to make. Go ahead, sir.
You got that right, Peter. You sound great out here in Minnesota. Just wanted to check in and put in one for the count. Thanks for all your good work here in full support of everything you're doing. So keep up the good work.
Thank you so much. I just hope that we don't have to keep up the good work too much longer, but certainly we know that we're going to be here through May 31st. Spreading the word, trying to get the word out there. Certainly myself and Whiskey 2 Radio Echo are both streaming to the masses. Hopefully more people will think about streaming in amateur radio. I think it's a wonderful way to reach out to so many people, let us know what we do. Clearly there are times these days where we are not called as often. We are not first responders, we know that, and there are times that we're not needed in certain events the way we were maybe 20, 30 years ago. So how do we continue to pass the word? Well, we feel this is one way, and that one way is through streaming. And streaming goes out to so many people. Twitch TV is a superb platform. I'm streaming through Facebook and YouTube, and we really hope to spread the word to people that are not amateur radio operators that can get some idea, some snippet of the things that we do, and perhaps can appreciate the fact. Because remember, this spectrum, this radio spectrum, is very expensive, but it's also not guaranteed. We don't have a right here. This is something that we're given this privilege because the FCC feels that we are a service, and we want to continue to not lose spectrum, and we thank the ARRL for protecting that. But also, the more we get on the air, the more service that we do, the more, as we were saying earlier, the more on purpose we are. The more on purpose we are, the longer we're going to be able to enjoy this radio spectrum and this what we call amateur radio. Thank you for that, guys. Kilo 2 Hero Stroke Sierra Uniform Foxtrot listening. Okay, we are now at 1 hour and 55 minutes. I usually go 2. Let's try it again. CQ calling, CQ all stations, anywhere, anyhow. This is Kilo 2 Heroes, Stroke Sierra Uniform Foxtrot, special event honoring the heroes fighting COVID-19, QRZ. Roger, W, thank you, stations. November 6th with a Yankee, go ahead.
Yeah, November 6th, a Yankee Echo uniform, Yankee Echo United, over.
Roger, thank you so much. First contact here in California. I think you're in Hellsburg, California. I think your name is Fred. Fred, let me throw your picture up there on my page because I really love pets. And we've got to see a pet for you. Let's see here. Can I do this? Let's see. There you go. Okay, that's one picture. How about another picture? There you go. Okay, there you go. There's your beautiful dog. Thank you for that. Let's see, California QSO Party 2005, if my eyeballs are reading it right. Give me the name of that dog. It looks beautiful. And any comments you'd like to make, Fred, at all on what we're doing here on our special event station. Over to you, Fred.
Okay, Peter. Well, great. Thank you very much. I've heard you several times over the last week or two, whatever, and decided I better get in there and call you, especially when you said you were getting ready to, after your 2-hour limit there. But great, and that dog's name is Molly, Mike Oscar Lima Lima Yankee, but she's I guess you call it a silent key. She's no longer alive, let's put it that way. She was a Belgian Malinois, they're called. It's like a Belgian Shepherd, similar to a German Shepherd, but I think it's a better breed. They're quite common with police. The canine groups use them a lot now. They're very agile and quite healthy, etc. But anyway, and I won't hold it there, but yeah, I do the California QSO party every year, portable. I've been all over Northern California take my little tent trailer or camper and set up for a couple days. So it's a lot of fun going to the rarer counties. Anyway, I'll let you go, Peter, but I'm sure there's many others calling. But thank you so much for the K2 Heroes event. And, you said it all those people out there right there on the front line for us. And all we can do is give them a pat on the back and hope that we all get through this. So take care, and I appreciate the contact there from Long Island. K2H stroke SUF. Thank you, Peter. N6YE, over.
Roger, Fred. Thank you so very, very much. I appreciate your very kind, your very thoughtful words. Thank you very much. And may Molly, I'm sure she's resting in peace. She's done her job, and now she's resting in doggy heaven. And, the Belgian Malinois, beautiful, beautiful dog. What a fantastic personality and smart as anything, smart as can be. Fantastic dog. That's great. Thank you so much. Thank you for your comments, Fred. We really do appreciate it. And thank you for getting in there. I appreciate it. We'll be here through the 31st, but we're kind of getting close to wrapping it up. Yes, OX64, X64, good to hear from you. Good afternoon. You sound like I'm outside today. Well, no, I'm inside. I'm still inside, but maybe my acoustics aren't working as well today, perhaps. But good hearing from you. My pleasure. Thank you so much for shouting out. Thank you. QRZ, a couple of stations left before we pass it over to the next special event station. Kilo 2 Heroes, stroke Sierra Uniform Foxtrot. My name is Peter, if you don't know. Pop Echo Tango Echo Romeo, Long Island, New York. Happy to be of service and happy to take your calls. QRZ.
P5, Foxtrot Uniform Lima.
There's a uniform, I believe, a Uniform Lima there. Go ahead.
Yes, good afternoon. Whiskey 5, Foxtrot Uniform Lima. Located near Baton Rouge. We call it Greenwell Springs, but it's actually in East Baton Rouge Parish. And we thank you for what you're doing there, for all the work that the people that are doing there to protect and help take care of the people that are suffering from the virus. I spoke to a doctor up there not too long ago that's an amateur, and he's working it in the elderly area. So we thank you for all that you're doing and all that the people are doing up there to take care of the people that are ill.
My pleasure, Maurice. I really do. Whiskey 5, Foxtrot Uniform Lima. Thank you. Got your picture up there on the QRZ page that the world is now looking at. You look very comfortable in your orange shirt in front of that big, big map. And it's good. That's a very good use of the garage space. I see that garage door there, and good for you. It's certainly an official shack. Maurice, thank you so much from Greenwell Springs, Louisiana. We'll get through this. We're America. We've been through many times during our lifetime, and we get through it all. And we'll get through this as well, because no one ever bets against America, because we will always win, and we're going to win this too. And as I said earlier, we're getting more trials, vaccine trials now. We have, I think, a total of about 8, with 100 now looking for more trials. So we're getting there. We really will. 73s to you, sir. Thanks a lot for stopping by and saying hello to us. QRZ, this is, you hear birds chirping. Listen, do you really? Well, I know. Hopefully, it's not on my signal, but yeah, there are birds that are out there. A lot of them, in fact. I'm not far from the window, so maybe so. Maybe that's the case. Thanks a lot for that comment. QRZ, Kilo 2 Hotel, stroke Sierra Uniform Foxtrot, listening.
Victor Echo 6, Yankee Delta.
Victor Echo 6, thank you. Yankee Delta, thank you so very much for the contact. I appreciate that. I believe your name may be Colin, if I have the call right. I think you're in Edmonton, if I'm not wrong. Victor Echo 6, Yankee Delta, Kilo 2 Hotel. Over to you, sir.
Yeah, Kilo 2 Hotel, Victor Echo 6, Yankee Delta. You are correct. And that was a picture I took about 2 weeks ago when I decided to get back on the air after being because of the COVID. Anyways, I understand you're heading off, so I won't keep you. Thank you, Peter. You have a great day, 73.
Thank you, Colin. I really am. I appreciate you getting back on the air. Thanks for that picture. It looks like that rig is on the workbench, and we really appreciate it. We hear so many amateurs, Colin, getting on the air and wanting to be part of this very special event, this time in our history that is unprecedented, and we certainly feel very confident that this will never happen again in our lifetimes. I can almost bet on that. I can almost guarantee you, based on what we're hearing, this will never happen again. So good for you for getting on the air and being part of this event. And the certificates will be available after June at the K2H site. QRZ, Kilo 2 Hotel, stroke Sierra Uniform Foxtrot.
Whiskey Bravo 6 kilowatt India Tango.
Whiskey Bravo 6 kilowatt India Tango. Yeah, the band is going a little long right now, so that's okay. Whiskey Bravo 6 kilowatt India Tango. Thank you so much, sir. Name here is Peter, Papa Echo Tango Echo Romeo. I think your name is Dalen. At least it says that on the QRZ page in Orem, Utah. Correct me if I'm wrong. And finally, sir, if any comments on what we've been discussing, go ahead.
Well, I just stopped down here. My only comment is that you're only one of 3 states I have not talked to. So, sort of excited. I got New York. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'll tell you, interesting you say that because I don't know. I have not been monitoring, Dale, and the other stations that have been on the air. But I think, we have almost 15,000 contacts. So I think, though, there are a lot of contacts being made, CW and FT8. Now, we can comment all day about how we feel about FT8, FT4. But I think a lot's going that way. And I think also a lot of folks are on 40 meters at night. But I know that we have about 45 counties and about 120 operators. So hopefully, as the month goes on, you'll hear more and more of them. Dalen, go ahead. Dalen, thanks a lot. We appreciate that, and we'd like to continue it and hopefully spreading the word and making it touch people that really need it. Thank yous are one thing, but when we really have a confirmation, like from that nurse, that you touched me and I'm feeling better, that's just amazing. That's all we need to make us feel it's worthwhile. QRZ, we're 2 hours and 4 minutes. Anyone else want to get in? Otherwise, we're going to go QRT. QRZ, Kilo 2 Hero Stroke Sierra Uniform Foxtrot.
Peter, this is again M9 Kilo Echo 0 Hotel Echo Whiskey. Email, you will see some interesting things after you're done with what you're doing. Okay.
Roger, Charles. That's you, Charles, and I'll be looking for that email. Thank you very much.
Yeah, this is George N9 VTB.
Oh, George, there you go. Thank you, George. I appreciate it, and thank you for making the effort for that email. I look forward to it. Thank you so much. Okay, QRZ, a couple other stations in there. This is Kilo 2 Hotel, Sierra Uniform Foxtrot.
November Kilo Bravo 0, Mike Lima Papa.
Okay, couple of stations in there. Right now, let's first say Kilo Bravo 0, Mike Lima Papa. Thank you, sir. Your name, which I believe is Patrick or Pat in Lake Lotawana, Missouri. Lotawana sounds like a nice Indian name. Correct me if I'm wrong on all of that, Pat or Patrick, and please let me know if you have any comments on what we've been discussing. Go ahead.
No comments. My first transmission.
Wait a minute. Is this your first contact on HF or first contact overall on any band at all in amateur radio? Patrick, go ahead.
On HF.
Fantastic. And Patrick, was it basically being motivated by the fact that we're operating this special event station? Go ahead.
It's because I'm in my house because of coronavirus.
I'll take that. Yeah, and I'll tell you what. That's been it's a twofold benefit. One, we're so happy to make so many contacts with so many stations, but we're not happy because so many people are home. That's great. But on the other hand, we want these people at work, and I wouldn't mind fewer contacts. Patrick, congratulations on your first contact, HF contact. What radio are you using, Patrick? Go ahead.
I've had it a long time. It's a Yaesu FT847.
FT847. That's great. And what kind of antenna are you using?
Inverted L. Just put it up about 3 days ago.
Well, it's doing one heck of a job. Let me tell you, with that setup, you can run contests. May you have many, many contacts in HF, even when you go back to work, Patrick. Thanks a lot. Any comments you'd like to make on what we've been discussing here today about the heroes fighting COVID-19? Go ahead.
No comments. I really appreciate your work.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Do you have any other bands on times between 20-meter daytime? No. Do you have any other bands or times? No, mostly 20 meters. I probably will be trying 40 meters maybe during the daytime, and I'll put a schedule out when I'm going to be doing that. But thank you for commenting on that. Yeah, if people need to work me in other bands, you can just send an email to my personal page, Whiskey 2 Juliet Victor, and we'll see if we can make some opportunities for that. QRZ, Peter here, Kilo 2 Hotel, Stoke Sierra Uniform Foxtrot.
Mexico, Italy 5, America Fox Kilo. Mike Italy 5, America Fox Kilo, over.
Roger, well, I know we're going long. This is pretty long. Thank you. Thank you so much. Mike Italy 5, Alpha Foxtrot Kilowatt from Northern Ireland. Welcome aboard. Thank you so much. I think your name is Hopper, and you tell me, I think you're in Ballyclare County, I believe. You let me know if that's right. I could be all wet, but thanks so much for coming and caring for us and saying hello, and thank you to the heroes fighting COVID-19. Over to you, sir.
Yep, sounding good. Beautiful signal. You're 5 and 9 plus here. The name is correct and the location is correct. And yep, doing a good job. My wife, she works in the local hospital as well here. And she has to go out every day. But I'm actually quarantined at the moment. Me and the daughters, we're all in here the last maybe 4 or 5 weeks here. But the wife, she still has to go out every day there to the hospital. But yeah, just flicking around, call in. Just thought I'd give you a quick call. You're still making across the duck pond here to Europe, over.
Yeah, that's right. Well, that's pretty good because my beam now is over to more to the west, so I'm off the side of the beam. So can you imagine if we were face to face? Would you be kind enough, Harper, to give me your wife's first name, please?
Okay, Lorna. Lorna would be the first name, over.
Is that's Lorna or Laura? Go ahead, Harper.
Lorna, over.
Lorna, thank you so much. One more thing, Harper. I have your QRZ page that the world is looking at right now. Beautiful cross with a crown and a hand. Could you explain that to me a little bit, Harper? Go ahead. Yes, it's a red cross with what looks like the king's crown and a hand pointing at us. Go ahead.
Okay, yes, that's the flag of Northern Ireland. That's they call it Ulster. That's the Northern Ireland flag, over.
Well, thank you. Yes, I wasn't sure, but I wanted you to tell me that. Beautiful. Thank you so much for displaying that on your page. We love the patriotism. Thanks, Harper, and thank your wife for all of us in amateur radio for her service. And certainly, I know you're monitoring her every day when she comes home and looking at her in the eyes and saying, Lorna, how you doing? Are you feeling okay? Go ahead.
Not all the time, but she does a good job, and she definitely does a good enough job now. She comes home here and so on there. But there you are. Okay, well, say 73, shouting good into Northern Ireland. Big signal here, and you're not even beaming to Northern Ireland. And if you scroll down the page, you'll see them. I don't know, some people don't do it, but if you scroll down the page, you'll see the monobanders. Some people look at the first tower, that little tower you see at the first. That's been replaced. These photos probably need to update it slightly. We have a 60-foot stream maker for the VHF and UHF towers now, or antennas. So that small poster's been taken away about 2 years ago. And the other monobanders, they're still the same there, over.
Oh, good. I was wondering about that. I really was. Thank you. And we look forward to updating your page. Yeah. The only thought that I had, and I'm not promoting drinking, but I can see somebody coming home and immediately the cart comes rolling in with all the various drinks to welcome home a warrior from the war, Harper. But nevertheless, everybody has their own way of handling it. Thanks, Harper. Thank you for giving me an update on your setup. It sounds fantastic, really. Harper, I look forward to speaking with you again. Best of 73s. If I said cheers and beers to you, would that be insulting to you, Harper? Go ahead.
No, but sure, would be okay. Cheers and beers, not a problem. We use that issue over here, no problem all the time there. So it wouldn't be an issue there for sure there. We're just running an 850 Kenwood transceiver, an MC60A microphone, and running a DSP100 processor here. And the 5-element monobonder in your direction there, over.
Wow, doing a fantastic job. Yeah, those monobanders really have a tremendous amount of gain, and they're doing, as they say, the heavy lifting. Hey, 73s to Harper, please join us again. It was a pleasure speaking with you. Thank you so much for making the call from Northern Ireland. Be well, be safe, and please, the best to your wife from all of us here in America. 73s to you.
73, and enjoy the rest of the evening there. Good job there. Kilo 3 Hotel, I think it's Stroke as it's Sugar Uniform Fox from MI5AFK, over.
Roger. Thank you so much, Harper. And I'll correct that. That's Kilo 2, 1-2, Kilo 2 Hotel, Stroke Sierra, Uniform Foxtrot. In the log, thanks a million. QRZ, any stations, anywhere. This is, as we're wrapping things up, this is Kilo 2 Hotel, Stroke Sierra, Uniform Foxtrot.
Victor Echo number 3, France, America, London.
Roger, thank you. You've got it all there. Victor Echo 3, France, America, London. I like that. We can skip the ITU formalities. Thank you so much, sir. Your name, your location, and any comments you'd like to make on what we've been talking about. Over to you, sir.
Well, good afternoon from Thunder Bay, Ontario, and the call sign is Victor Echo number 3, Foxtrot Alpha Lima. The name is Fred, Foxtrot Romeo Echo Delta. And my son is a paramedic, so of course he's on front line, and just appreciate all that you're doing here, and good to hear you here on the bands this afternoon. So back to you from Victor Echo number 3, Foxtrot Alpha Lima.
Oh, that's fine, Fred. Thank you. Can I give a shout out to your son who's a paramedic? I would very much like to do that if you were kind enough to give me his first name. Over to you, Fred.
Yeah, absolutely. His name is Matthew. Over.
Wonderful. Thank you. Solid name. Thank you, Matthew. I know you're busy at work, but Matthew, shout out from everybody here in the United States. I'm sure that Harper in Northern Ireland will also send you the best of good luck. Be safe out there. Thank you for what your work protecting us and keeping us in good shape. Fred, thank you. Over to you for your final 73s, and thanks a million for making contact with us. Over to you, sir.
Yeah, not a problem. You got a beautiful signal. You're 20 over here this afternoon into Thunder Bay, where we have 18 degrees Celsius here this afternoon under some cloudy skies. But nonetheless, we're doing all that we can and doing the best that we can. So thanks for being there. This is Victor Echo number 3, Foxtrot Alpha Lima, 7-3.
7-3s to you. That's pretty, 73s to you. Thank you so very much, Fred. That's a nice temperature, about 66 or so here. 10 degrees warmer, but still a little bit above normal, but good. Thanks, Fred. Thank you so much. And Matthew, thank you for your service. QRZ in the stations, Kilo 2 Hotel, Stroke Sierra Uniform Foxtrot. The name is Peter, Pop Echo Tango Echo Romeo. There is a station in there, Quebec Alpha. Go ahead.
Alpha 0, Quebec Alpha, 59 years Missouri, 8 years Dave, Alpha Victor Echo.
Dave, thank you so very much. Alpha 0, Quebec Alpha. Thank you so much, Dave. We appreciate the contact. Thank you so much. Any comments you'd like to make on what we've been discussing today? Go ahead.
Well, I'm on standby for the Red Cross communications locally, but we haven't had any tornadoes and that, so I've been sitting home most of the time. But really appreciate the first liners out there now. Go ahead.
You bet we do. We really do. They're in a war, and they go to war every single day. So we really, our hearts are out to them, and we'd like to keep you out of business. We'd like to make sure that you stay home and there aren't any tornadoes that show up. One thing we can say for sure, we really we'd like to see more people in Tornado Alley areas have we'll call it a safe room. It could be just a small closet that's built with cinder blocks. I've seen so many people survive a horrendous tornadoes because they have that one safe closet, we'll call it, that's built like a fortress, and it's not that expensive to build, but that would be a real help because it's so sad to see so many people displaced and leave this earth because they perhaps do not have the ability to do that. So anyway, thanks so very much, sir. Thanks for making the contact, Dave. 73s to you, and on you to your final. Over to you, sir.
Okay, well, that's about it. Quick check on my audio. I just got my linear back. And other than that, nothing special, but keep up the good work and really appreciate it. Over.
Well, thank you so much. Yeah, we're going to do it as long as the month lasts out, and keep thanking all those heroes fighting COVID-19 and all those people in all jobs where they're there and we're here. 73s. QRZ, Kilo 2 Hotel, Stroke Sierra Uniform Foxtrot. Kilo Victor Charlie. Kilo Echo 4, Kilo Victor Charlie. Thank you so much. Name here is Peter, Pop Echo Tango Echo Romeo. Your name and your location. Go ahead.
Peter, this is Brian. I am in Tennessee. I'm not 64 on Twitch strength. I just want to say good afternoon to you, and hope all is well in New York there.
QSF.
Well, Brian, thank you. I'm so glad. I was going to ask you at one point, what is your name? Thanks a lot for joining us, Brian. Thank you very much for your support on Twitch. We really appreciate that. Thank you for following us. And it is a pleasure to speak to you from Pulaski, Tennessee. And yeah, we're going to try to maybe work some other bands, and we'll let all the guys know when we're going to be doing that. Any final comments to you, Brian? But again, thanks a lot for your support. I can't thank you enough for that, Brian. Go ahead. Thank you, Brian. Thank you so much for your kind words. I really do appreciate that. And again, it's an honor to make contact with you. And as often as you like, please say hello. We've got a nice signal from Pulaski, Tennessee. Thank you so much. Well, this is the 2-hour 18 mark. We're going to go QRT. There are stations that want to contact us, but right now we are at a point in time where we have to move on. Hopefully there'll be another station taking up the frequency or frequency nearby. We don't want to hog it too long. So I want to say 73s to everybody. Thank you so very, very much for your support. Thank you for your support on Twitch TV. Thanks for your support by saying hello and giving us your comments on how everyone is getting through this corona virus, and we do appreciate hearing from you. Thanks for taking the time. Right now, for those that are listening to the stream, thank you. We're going to be playing a couple of spots that are honoring the nurses. So if you would be so patient, we're going to be pulling that up right as we go QRT. 73s, everybody, and hopefully we'll see you again tomorrow. Thanks so much. This is Kilo 2 Hotel / Sierra Uniform Foxtrot, thanking from our bottom of our hearts all those that are fighting COVID-19 out there on our behalf. 73s. Well, we have to thank the nurses. This is just, yeah, they're angels. No doubt about it. This is a very nice spot. Once again, thanking the team and healthcare professionals at Tampa General Hospital. I think this is a real nice spot. Yeah, thank you, Tampa General, for a very nice spot. We really do appreciate that. Thank you so much. I haven't seen this clip, but with your permission, let's see. From Italy, from Germany. There we go, everybody. Yep, we stay together. And the last one here, I think that we'll play. Thanks to everybody. I do appreciate the time.
You make me strong when I need it. For you, I'm brave. You, I give you all my love. You, I give you all of my love. You, I give you all my love.
Thank you, Brian. Well, okay. Thanks a lot, everybody. Thanks for spending the time, valuable time that you have to be with us, and to thank all the heroes out there that are on the front lines while we're sheltering in place. Clearly, it's working. The curve is flattening. More states are opening. We may be up to 45 by now, and things are certainly looking better. So positive mental attitude. Make sure you do nice things for yourself and reach out to anybody you might know that might be on the front lines, where just a simple hello, how you doing, might make all the difference in the world. Thanks, everybody. Be well. 73s to you, and we'll see you again real soon. Thanks so very, very much. Be well. Thank you, Brian. 73s to you, sir.